God does not want people dead.
Oh, I think God wants a lot of people dead.
A troubled priest.
How long has it been since your last confession?
Oh, it's been about 2 years. I do drugs, murder people.
Last night was amazing.
What are you talking about?
The time you turned into a dinosaur and ate someone.
What?
You guys talk all the time about helping people.
By what? Killing people?
Yes!
Show me I mean anything to you. Show me I'm the one disfigured like that. Show me I mean anything to you. The VelociPastor.
I'm watching Whitey in the background there. Hi, everyone.
I know.
Welcome to MMM. Oh, hold on. I got to say this in a cannoli voice. Welcome to MMM episode number 73. We're reviewing the VelociPastor today. And with me, I have my lovely co-hosts, White Bear. White Bear, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing okay, man. I mean,
Okay.
work's really been, fucking me over, man. Like, I just,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it is what it is. And with me today, we also have Emperor Goodwin. How are you?
Yo, what's up?
What's up, man? What's up? I heard that you got like a little bit of a cock tickle going on in your throat.
My cock always tickles, baby.
All right. I also have Michael Ceratops. I don't know who this faggot is. Introduce yourself.
Well, first, that's an amazing impression of Cannoli. It's like he's really here. Yes, thank you for having me. This is a privilege to talk about such an amazing, masterful film dropped to us from on high. This is a film that defies analysis in many ways.
Nice. And we also have Frankie Mermaid himself.
What's good, motherfuckers, man? How we doing?
I can't keep up this voices. Nadia, how are you today?
Not enough tism in that cannoli impression.
Hold on. Maybe if I choke myself a little bit, you'll hear.
Yeah.
How are you today, Nadia? Are you doing well?
That's better. Oh, sounds like you're about to take a shit. Okay.
Okay, save the association for later.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we're reviewing VelociPastor. So I guess we'll just we'll jump right into it. Now, excuse my tisms. I'm not seasoned at doing this yet.
I do want to point out so after witnessing this masterpiece for the first time, I had to go and investigate this, and Mr. Steere, the auteur who created this, put down I think more as a challenge than anything else. Finding a deeper message in this movie is a fool's errand, and I'd just like to say I am that fool, and I'm willing to take that errand.
Bex, what are you doing?
Tisman.
No, it's the autism. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely cannoli-tisms there. Yeah.
True tism going on here.
The Brady Bunch. Da, 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 da.
Jeez.
Exorcism.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you know what? Since this stream's already upside down, there we go. We're gonna be upside down for today. Okay. So this film's pretty short, so I think we're gonna end up, I don't know, who knows? Maybe we'll do some VelociPastor impressions or read lines. But so we're introduced to our main character, Doug Jones, and he is a young priest. So we see just kind of the movie start off with him giving a bit of a monologue. I don't know what.
It's a pretty good shot too, man.
They call it a sermon.
Yeah,
A
normally
sermon,
it's a
thank
sermon. Yeah.
I'm not religious, clearly. So after Doug gives
You're about to be.
God talk.
a
Wait,
wonderful sermon. Sorry, go
Wait,
ahead.
wait. So was this everyone's first time, apart from me, watching this movie?
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
I'd seen it a couple of years ago.
Oh,
I would
dude.
like an hour and 10 minutes of my life back, please.
I'm
Come
so
on, this is-
disappointed in you, Nadia. Like
this
this
is
is
such a good
It
It
film.
broke my vote.
We know Nadia's life. It's not really
Traveled
worth
in
that
this
much.
film 3 times in the last 2 weeks.
it's beautiful.
Jesus.
You know
Oh,
what's
at least.
funny? This all started because Gord shared a meme like 3 weeks ago of a
This is my
VelociPastor.
fault, Nadia.
Right. And then I was like, hold on, this can't be real. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to watch this today. And I watched it. And it was
Man,
the best
She
thing.
watched it and she was messaging me like at work and she was like, "You have to watch this. This is so great." And I was like, "All right, it's on YouTube. I'm watching it. It's amazing."
It
Oh,
broke my
dude.
velociraptor. It was.
man, I gotta put you guys on these so bad it's good movies. I saw Velociraptor literally the day it came out on digital. That's when I saw it.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
I think.
Dude.
I'm actually going to.
I'm
When
pretty
I
sure
tell you
it's
guys
in
that I watch
2020.
horror movies,
Uninspired. You're
I
basically
mean,
that makes you the
I watch it.
VelociPastor equivalent of an apostle. You
He
realize?
is.
I will say, Vex, I
Ooh.
did put it on the docket to do a video on my channel about. So I will be reviewing.
I'm
So
looking
a
forward
video
to
in
that.
praise of VelociPastor, in praise of, right?
I mean, is there any other way
No.
to cover it?
I'm
Oh,
You
waiting
don't
for
realize
the
like the
sequel.
sequel could, if the sequel's not Tyrannosaurus Vexorcist or Rexorcist, excuse me. I'm used to
Oh,
saying
Vex.
Vexorcist at this point, but it could also be called The Second Coming.
Ooh.
Oh,
Nice.
I think that's a different movie. I'm just saying.
You're right.
You need to take your mind out of the gutter. This is a religious stream.
I mean, this is a very serious movie with a lot of very deep messages.
Yeah, I can see that. Thanks
This
for
is
that,
like-
Vex.
This
You're
is a
welcome.
Christian movie, okay? This is pure goodness, okay? This is abolishing yourself of your sins and finding faith. There is
But I
And
need
so
to.
much more.
meaning. Yeah,
So, is he a dinosaur or a dragon? Because
he
it
is a
kinda gets mixed up.
VelociPastor. It's in the title, Nadia.
Kind of gets
We'll
mixed
get
up
there.
though. but
Read
they
the
call-
wiki, you pleb.
okay. Hold on. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Jesus,
Okay,
is Nadia the reason that movies have giant exposition dumps to explain everything? Because you can't
Yes.
depend on her
Yes.
to understand that the Chinese have an idea of a dragon because that's how they would view
But
things.
dragons
What?
and dinosaurs are not the same thing.
They are essentially
are
a
to
Chinese
China.
culture because you know what the Chinese didn't do? Play with the dinosaurs.
They
You
don't
know what
call
they
it-
did do?
they
Find
don't
dinosaur
call it
bones
Dragon
that they
Park,
thought
they
were
call it
dragons.
Jurassic Park over there. They don't call it
All right,
Dragon They call it Jurassic.
I got a question. Nadia, have you worked on movies similar to this in your expertise in life?
Yes, but it wasn't dinosaurs. It was monkeys.
Monkeys.
Upgrade.
That's a charge
Upgrade.
statement.
Easy now, yeah. Just because cannoli isn't here doesn't mean you can go wild with the racism.
No, it was like kind of like a what are those ape films?
What have I done? Hold on.
I don't know. What are you doing?
Just keep
like
talking for
Planet of the Apes, like Planet of the Apes style, but really bad makeup, like this level makeup at Planet of the Apes.
So Tim Burton, Planet of the Apes style, or
Ooh,
so-
worse than that. I'm telling you, my budget was like $40. So
Oh, wow.
different.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, bless
Okay.
your heart. All right, I just wanted to see where you were at on all that. So thank you.
Oh,
Nadia.
I've worked on movies this level of special effects and storytelling. Oh, 100%.
Special effects, yeah.
So
I mean,
basically, top tier movies. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oscar
AAA.
worthy. Oscar worthy. 100%.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I do think that this is Oscar worthy, man. I actually think that there.
Frankie,
I think there
shut
should be
the
like. I think there should be an Oscars category. I mean, listen, does anyone even respect the Oscars nowadays? This is probably
Nobody
more-
does. There's a
We need to
popularity
invent an
contest.
awards category higher than Oscar for
The
VelociPastor.
Frankie Merman mode right there. Yes.
The Nathan's Famous Award, not just Oscar Mayer, but we're talking about Nathan's Famous right up in here.
What's the opposite of an Oscar? Is it a Rizzy?
The Razzie.
Razzie.
Yeah.
Did this win any Razzies?
No.
Fuck no. This
No.
is
Oh
perfect,
my
man.
goodness.
What do you mean? How could this win a Razzie? This isn't Catwoman.
Right. Also, this didn't have like any major distribution aside from the DVD and digital release, so
Mhm.
it didn't even have a box office. But it killed it in the home sales.
Yeah,
I
like
felt it's too pretentious for this movie.
all my friends were actually talking about this movie the week it came out, which is crazy because I was on my on my sites, if you know what that means.
Mhm.
And just
You were
browsing.
taking a vacation in India.
Exactly,
Mhm.
browsing in India, and of course, while I was browsing in India, I always download a movie based on the poster and the premise. I saw VelociPastor. I was like, "Fuck it! All my friends are gonna watch this. I'm gonna force everyone to watch this shit." So that's what we did. And oh, look, I'm looking nice up, pimped up. Hey,
Mhm.
listen, I'm called Frankie Mermaid. You know why they call me Frankie Mermaid? It's because I'm swimming in bitches, man. Dude. Yeah, but I mean, that's what we did. So that first week, we watched it a ton of times. We just enjoyed it so much. And no one ever talked about it again for years on end until, well, today, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
We will revive this monster.
Well, I think it's important to understand that the distribution method is very much tied with the messaging. Religion and philosophy is a very personal matter, and you really should only see this.
It's not that deep. It's
in
not
your
that deep.
in your own
It is
in your
that
own
deep.
home.
It is
It's
that
not
deep.
that deep.
It is
It's not
deep.
that deep, guys. It's not that deep.
Well, Nadia, as somebody who has worked in like movie makeup magic, I mean, at the very least, you have to at least acknowledge that. I mean, this is a level of artistry that one can only aspire to.
That's
I mean,
true.
that you only hit once, every once in a while, almost by accident.
I think I'm on the wrong stream. I think I religiously think I'm on the wrong stream. I don't think I should be here. I don't
And you
think
smoked a joint too. We're all sober.
I'm not there. I'm sober. I'm still sober. So don't worry. I'm still sober.
All right, back to the movie because we're not even a full minute in. We're at the 59-second mark.
Well, there's only 75 minutes worth of movie anyway, so we can take our
Yeah,
time.
And let's be honest, every minute is worth at least 15 minutes worth of exposition.
It is at least.
Okay. So Doug is done giving his sermon, and he decides to step outside. Look at these lovely flowers on the door. He's all happy because he's a successful priest now, and he just gave a great sermon. And he sees his mom and dad there with their station wagon across the street. He's like, "Mom, Dad," and their car blows up.
Now,
And
this is the first real genius that we encounter in this movie.
yes.
This meta commentary on Hollywood and the exorbitant budgets that are delivered, where instead using the viewer's imagination is really the best way to deliver meaning and visuals that really stun you. So just
Well,
putting this here, we can all imagine what it would be like to
Yes.
lose our parents in this
Yes.
situation.
Yeah.
And
Brilliant
it
example
means
of
far
letting
more.
the audience use their imagination. It's kind of like Jaws, where you wait to show the monster, you wait to show the terror. This is we're not going to show you the car fire at all. You just have to
No.
imagine it.
Right. I mean,
It's a dolly
there's
town.
there's so much
it is
emotion
kind of
in
the
it.
opposite of show don't tell. It's like literally the opposite, but it's a perfect subversion of expectations.
And a painting of the mental picture, because of all of the emotion that would be involved in this. How could you actually capture that to have the personal impact that it would?
Well, you capture it through the actor. He gives a great
Exactly
performance,
the reaction that absolutely
And
It
I
delivers.
also wanted to point out, because we don't have actual fire here, we have the red table here kind of to signify that burning and, the blood and decay of a body. And
Mhm.
there's almost an Easter egg here because it says fine tea in this window back here. That's foreshadowing something that will come in the last act of the movie.
Indeed.
Just a
It's
heads
also
up.
foreshadowing.
We set up
China
and pay
too,
off.
man.
Now, according to Eyes Wide Shut, what does the red indicate?
It's usually
It's
something to
swollen
do with
vulva.
blood. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Clarifying,
No, that's fine. That's what
No.
we're here to do, right?
No,
Clarifying.
thank you, because I want to appreciate this film as much as
Well, I mean, there's so many layers. It really, you have to watch it repeatedly to just keep picking up the meta that's involved in this. Yeah.
Watch out.
And I think one of the fascinating layers to this scene is, the parents, they die in fire because they weren't in church while he was giving his sermon.
Yes, a preview of hell.
Yes.
So Doug witnesses this explosion and his parents die, and he's clearly very shocked by this entire event, right?
Oh yeah, again the acting.
Budget
Man,
for a fucking car broken.
So somebody needs to clip Jay saying a preview of hell,
Yes!
man. It was
Yes!
hilarious.
Oh, trust me, I see one every Friday.
Now, one of the great things, and I think this is a fantastic example of kind of like taking what you learn from Hollywood. Now, usually when you have something really dramatic, the camera just drifts off a little bit, right? And here the camera drifts and it just drifts all over the place, kind of deal. Just kind of helping you get a better
It's-
idea.
It's
of the
showing
world
his
where
loss
we
of
are.
control.
Yeah.
I can't be here.
I mean, he is so stunned. He has lost control. The world has gone amok for him.
And it does a better job than it's a better job in cinematography than what Ryan Johnson did with the first Knives Out movie. You know, the scene that every Fuck
Frankie
you,
Mermaid
Dark Hour.
tonight.
Frankie don't give a fuck.
It's that one scene in Knives Out where to show Ana de Armas and to show her turmoil, they kind of go from a steady cam to shaky cam. And
Right.
it's like this is a much better usage of that because it's like, really, really showing off the talent that this dude has. Because what's his name? The guy that made this, like he
Steere?
was almost
Steer.
yeah, he was
Brendan Steere.
everything, man.
Oh yeah.
And
So-
plus it's a short.
It almost
budget.
looks like the camera is crossing itself in a way.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
Yep.
Very
More of
so.
the
Also,
religious-
there was the double cross symbolism in the first scene. Like the opening scene, you had the cross, and it had an actual like cross on it in the light. Did you
Yeah,
guys
I
see
noticed that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
that? You
Thank
see,
you.
it is
That's symbolic of the layers in this movie.
Yes.
Mhm.
I mean, when you see a cross, you think, oh, I mean, there's the obvious, and then there's the cross within.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Just
This
as
is-
you have to dig through many layers of sediment to get to dinosaurs,
Yes,
this movie has such layers.
exactly.
Nadia coming in with some trivia before the trivia segment. Thank you. The film is a feature-length adaptation of a 2010 Grindhouse trailer by the same director, which was made as a film school project and went viral.
You see, Grindhouse trailers do make good movies, man. Thanksgiving,
Mhm.
there we go, there we
Well,
go.
with a shotgun.
Machete, that's
Mhm.
also that was
Yep.
also a Grindhouse trailer.
Yep.
You
Mhm,
see,
mhm. So, after witnessing the rather brutal death of his parents, Doug is inside the church, and we're introduced to Father Stewart, which is his mentor and kind also sort of a father figure, which we come to learn later in the film. And
In
he's
in
trying-
more ways than one.
Indeed,
Yeah.
yes. Both
And-
as a religious and as the biological father.
Right, and he's trying to comfort Doug, and he's like, parents die. That's what they do, and you're just like, he's not wrong. That is
That's
what they
already again.
See, Nadia, you
knowledge,
say
the wisdom.
this movie didn't affect you the way it did us, but you're already quoting it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm
There you
copying pasting from the IMD page. It's not that deep, guys. It's
It
not
means
that
that it has already, infested your system, man. You're thinking about it subconsciously now. Yep. It is
I'm
that
thinking
deep.
about why did I agree to this? That's what I'm thinking about.
It's an intervention, really, for you.
It is.
Hmm.
We're trying to make you see how good of a movie it is. Because I mean, like, genuinely, in all seriousness, to make a movie like this on purpose and for it to actually be entertaining is quite difficult. So, for example, look at The Room, the Tommy Wiseau movie. He set out to make an actually good movie, but he ended up making something that's so bad it's good. But this guy actually set out to make something that's so bad it's good and nailed it on the head, which is an incredibly difficult task as a filmmaker. When the fact that he pulled it off is actually something that needs to be appreciated.
Yeah, one of the key things about being able to do good satire is you really have to understand the subject matter and all the little tropes and things in order to deliver them effectively, and Steere definitely does with this movie.
Real quick, we have another panelist joining us. Hi, Lance. How are you?
What's up?
Hey, Lance.
God, I didn't realise that both White Bear and what's his name? That French bloke is here. So the sexual energy is just, flying.
It's off the charts. It's off the charts.
Yeah. Listen,
You missed me in my overalls the other night, dude. I was wearing them for you.
Well, man, I should hope so.
What's up, man? Pimping today, man.
My apologies, because I've had a friend who's got into kind of a situation at work. They had to write a letter outlining the whole situation. So I don't want to take up your stream on a nonsensical topic, but I have just been on a call with them for 4 hours, going through since I got basically as soon as I got off my House of the Dragon stream. I've been on this call. I've just finished it like literally 30 seconds ago, going through her whole case because she's going to have to go up with her managers and all this. She might get fired, basically. It's constructive dismissal. And if I told you guys the full ins and outs of it, you would be fucking mad. Oh, well, hey, we can't say that word on YouTube anymore. You'd be very mad. You'd be most upset.
Fuck, Lance.
So not only have I not been able to watch the film, although I have seen Triceratops, the prequel, but I haven't seen this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. So I feel that my presence here is a bit redundant, but I wanted to come on and apologize because I was, if it had not been for this call, I would be here and fully conversant with the topic in hand.
Oh, it's okay. Wait, so you didn't have a chance to watch the movie, or?
No, I was going to watch it out of after HOD tonight because I had time. So, but then I got this call and I really need your help with this letter, and I was like, okay, let me have a look at it. And yeah, and do you know what? We didn't finish it. We've still got 5 pages to do tomorrow morning. So mentally I was so exhausted from going through it all because it was just quite heavy. So.
Well, you're welcome to stay if you'd like, but if not, I understand if you want to, head out and try and get some sleep as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty knackered. I'm probably gonna duck out, guys. Just to let you know, I finished my super mega fan cut of A Bridge Too Far. I uploaded it, and YouTube just like blocked it straight away.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to work out a platform I can put it on. I think what I might have to do is downscale it to like 480p or something like that, and then maybe I can put it on Rumble. I don't know, but
put it on Twitter.
Try using filters or something.
How'd you put it on Twitter?
So if you have the video file on your desktop, just like post like a regular tweet on your desktop, but when you select it, just select the video. It might take a few minutes to upload it, and then just post.
This video is 3 hours and 40 minutes. It's not.
You can upload that.
It'll go. It'll go.
Yeah.
Just get on it first. Yeah, dude, it'll be fine.
Dude, I've literally seen like 5 hour videos.
White Bear, I bet you say that to all the boys.
Yeah, you got it, baby.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll. I just want you guys to see it because it's pretty cool, So what
No, for sure. Try if you don't upload it to Rumble, anyways. You never know, but Twitter, definitely, you shouldn't have a problem with it. I uploaded my last YouTube video there, no issues.
Right.
I see tons of people
post videos on there, dude.
Yeah, people are uploading full-blown movies up on Twitter, man.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll let you guys continue, and I'm sorry for the interruption, but I wanted to come on and apologize for.
No,
you are in a very deep story. Thank you, dude.
Yeah, man. So sorry, I distracted you. And
it in no way betrays the tone of the stream. We assure you.
Mm-hmm. Hang on, is the pumpkin here as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, me. I'm missing out on like the pumpkin, the Frenchman, and the bear.
Triceratops. Thank you very much.
I'm
We
trying
didn't want to overload you right off the bat when you noticed, Whitey and Terror. So.
Oh yeah, Michael Ceratops. Oh man, that's so good.
Why is it on me?
You did that. I don't know who's this strange kid.
I would like to point out that even though Lance hasn't seen the movie, he's still going to bring better commentary than Nadia. So could we, make a trade or, just something,
Is this footage from the film behind White there right now?
It is.
It is. Yep.
Yeah, I feel quite tempted to stay. It does look very entertaining.
Look at the quality, sir.
Yeah, I can
experience it.
I haven't been with this gang for like ages as well.
Well, there goes Nadia.
Nadia, damn it.
Oh, is she gone? All right, I better go then before I upset anyone else.
No, that was me.
All right, take care, Lance. All right, and good luck with everything.
Yeah, listen, good to see you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one. And if any of you are free tomorrow night, please pop on my stream at 10 p.m. UK.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Take care,
Oh,
man.
she's back. Nadia's back. Right, I'm going. Bye.
Bye, Lance.
Bye.
All right. So Father Stewart is like, here, drink some wine, and he pours wine out of an actual wine bottle into Doug's cup here.
Yes, dude. His cup runneth over.
Indeed.
There you go, right? And he's like, listen, like, Doug, if I understand that your faith is tested, because now he's like, I don't know if I believe in God anymore. Like, my parents just died in a fiery death right in front of the church that I kind of call home. Like, what do I do? And Father Stewart is like, maybe you should travel, go to a place where God isn't there, kind of deal, right? That way you can really try and find your faith again. You can get over this tragedy, and you can come back, a new man. And this is also kind of foreshadowing something that we learn about Father Stewart later in the film on top of that, right?
But
so then,
can you go back, because
ads.
I have a question for Gord, and I don't need to see the commercial of whatever the hell you're watching right now.
Yeah, I know. I'm watching the YouTube version. That's why, because the file I downloaded would not play.
It's
so
on
we're getting
Tubi
ads,
too,
unfortunately.
by the way.
Yeah,
it's on Tubi.
Tubi
It's
will
on about
also
100.
give me ads. Yeah.
It's gonna be free. Do you want my YouTube, dude? I have YouTube Premium.
Well, then she has to sign out and sign back in.
Well, yeah.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
I bet I can give you a link that won't have any ads and BS on it.
Yeah, don't worry. It's just like we're having a conversation
We're
anyway.
fine on
So
Pornhub,
worst case
bro.
scenario, yeah.
So the thing that I'm wondering, Gord, have you ever seen a movie that uses this kind of innovative framing to show both the individuals and their perspective, but then also in the center, them together, this multi-layered experience?
I certainly cannot. I cannot think of one that uses it, at least not as effectively as this film does.
Yeah,
It uses it proper, but I do kind of wonder what y'all's takes are. His face is cast in green, his face is cast in red. What are we seeing here?
I mean, very much a foreshadowing of the future, but also a bit of the past as well. He is a young man, obviously green, and this man has a history.
He's been through war,
and it's very very red,
which is hell.
Right.
Yeah. It's a contrast of colors
And
too, just
war is
visually,
war.
if you take away from the meaning, which is very nice, because otherwise it's kind of like this very drab, darkened church, and now we have kind of this bright exposition of colors. So it's very artistic visually as well.
The only other person I've seen do a shot like this is probably Sam Raimi, but even he doesn't go that extra mile of having the characters actually in front of you, speaking, and then having them on the sides. I just think that it's genuinely pretty innovative editing and cinematography.
Yeah,
it's pretty good, man. I would actually like to see shots like this in more stuff.
Absolutely.
Okay. So now this is all the kind of the introduction for the film, right? And then, Doug's just like, okay, I'm going to travel. And then we get the intro, right? So they had nice, like classic 70s feel with the text here, which I quite like as well. Now there's something I want you to notice as like, Doug is driving through all of these different towns, these different landscapes, right? And you can you really see just kind of like the darkness that he's quite
He is always in the
literally-
night.
Yeah, literally and figuratively
Mhm.
consumed by with the loss of
Is
his
he
parents.
Batman?
He may
Not
be
quite.
Batman.
Why did you
But
say that name?
No, he's in the night. He is not the night.
Right.
Oh, okay.
But speaking of that name,
Why did you say that name?
Why was this? It's kind of like Kill Bill in a way. Look at the quality here.
A little bit,
this
yeah.
is exactly like how we saw Beatrix. So
And genius use of the back projection.
mhm.
The passing street lights, even though you're in day, but it's showing that there are these glimpses of light that he sees that light him, but only temporarily.
Also, the genius of putting the writer-director title Brendan Steere while he's holding the steering wheel.
Steering wheel,
yes.
I get it
Absolutely.
now. God. Lord, forgive me for my sins.
Oh, God.
Boy. Wow.
I don't belong here.
I know it sounds like you're having a good time. I don't know.
That's all the more reason why you do belong here.
So now, Father Stewart said you got to travel, Doug, right? So, Doug is now in a different land, right? We can see, and it's like, this is just kind of like,
Oh, he announces he drove to China.
Go where you
Right.
think God is not, and if you find him there,
Across the street.
And
Yes,
so he
so-
drove to
Right,
China
so-
in his
China,
72
right.
Chevelle.
God-
Right, so this is- okay,
Canonically,
this is a-
God doesn't exist in China.
That's true.
right. So on top of that, there's another thing that I wanted to touch on, which is that it seems that
Traveling
the
is very
theory-
fast in this movie. Is that what you were
I
touching
was going
on?
to say instead, just kind of like to play on the kind of like religious ignorance kind of deal. It seems that the Earth has not progressed past Pangea in this film universe. So there's no oceans. There's just everything is landlocked, right? You guys remember what Pangea looks like?
Right.
Okay, so actually there is an alternative explanation. It's one that I explored a bit. I'm not entirely convinced that it's either the Pangea or my interpretation. But the other thing is that what are one of the miracles that the Messiah performed? Walking on water.
Oh, so he can drive on water though now because we're in the modern day.
That's what I'm thinking, is that because this is his, again, it's early in his messianic role, and as Jesus walked on water, before crucifixion and all of that, when he was gathering his apostles.
I would also like to point out that phonetically, China backwards, you could say it sounds like an itch, and this movie scratches an itch that cinema goers
Indeed.
long did not know they had.
Indeed.
Oh.
All right, fuck all of you. No. Is there a joke? Am I not in on a joke? Because you all treating this like it's the fucking Godfather.
It is.
It's
It is the
really
Godfather.
better. It's better. It has a lot more depth.
Okay, Nadia. You can kind of think of Father Stewart as the Godfather of
Whitey,
the main
don't
character.
you turn on me too.
I'm
Don't
so
you
sorry,
turn on
but
me.
this has to happen.
It's not the Godfather. They serve Father God.
Exactly.
Oh,
Exactly, yep.
Nadia, you kind of turned it on yourself here.
I mean, I think if you want to simplify the story so it's easier for you to understand, you could view it as the
can't let-
Godfather. Yes.
I can't laugh anymore. I'm gonna puke if I continue to laugh this time.
All right. Okay. So now that he is in China, right? So he's
China.
walking through the forest. He's very happy, right? Because
China.
now it's like this is the first time that he's really experiencing happiness since the implosion of his parents, right? So he's walking-
Implosion. That means that they exploded from the inside, dude.
Yes.
From inside the car, okay, Frankie?
I mean, that's actually not a bad alternate theory, because that might be why we didn't see them. They imploded. They
It
didn't
could have been. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Mm.
We'll never
I
know,
mean,
right?
technically, the father's girl imploded. You could say that.
Mm.
Mhm. So as he's walking through the woods, suddenly there's a cut, right? And we hear some really ominous music come on. And we see this young Chinese woman running through the brush. And there's a man that just, shoots her, right? And it's quite shocking because so far we've had just kind of a very emotional, very artistic film, and all of a sudden we're kind of greeted with this blood and gore. And we have Doug just kind of like observing the Chinese landscape, and he says China really is superior, I think was the line.
I feel
I don't know.
the social credit score is going up right now.
I don't think that's what he says.
What does he say?
He repeats something that the priest did when describing China. I think it may have been because the priest is like, China's like really far away or something like that, and he says the same thing, or it's really different, something like that.
Oh yeah, China is real. Okay, that makes a little more sense. Okay. So as he's looking at this plant, right? He oh, sorry, Whitey, go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, I about need a metronome to be able to keep up with the beats of this film. Because
he
it's
says,
like, bam,
China's
bam, bam. It's like fucking hitting one.
Yeah,
after another.
yeah.
I've barely had time to rest on it, so but yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
He says China is east.
Yes, that's it. Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Really
Thank
is
you.
east. Yeah.
Real quick, we have a super chat from Hostman for $4.99. Thank you.
Oh.
Nadia, could you read this for us, please?
She died.
At the current moment, no.
Once she's done with this bong rip, she might be able to. Yeah.
All right, Whitey, please go ahead and read this super chat.
Okay,
for
I'll
us.
read it in Nadia voice. I still think this movie is an elaborate troll by the Sasquatch family. If not, we truly live in an idiocracy. I was too harsh on you, Tommy. What's so?
This is like the best Mickey Mouse impression I've ever heard, man.
And yeah, also Nadia somehow.
Well done, Whitey. Well done.
Well, during the inhale, I'm just saying, okay. All right.
You see, Hostman, you just don't recognize good cinema, man. After your Mad Max Fury road takes, man, I don't know.
Yeah, let's not go down that road.
Bex, did we not set this stream to be 18 plus?
He's entered in his information as being 18. But don't Dr. disrespect us, okay? Please, Hostman. Don't do that to us.
Yeah, I will unsend all those pictures. Okay.
Right. So Doug is in China, and then this woman comes by, and he's like, "Oh my God, are you hurt?" And she's got this giant arrow through her chest. She's quite viciously bleeding. He doesn't know what to do, and she says in Chinese, we assume at least. I didn't do a language translator while I was watching this, to destroy it, and or they will hunt you forever.
I don't even know if they used actual Mandarin in this movie. They could have just been saying a bunch of bullshit. I wouldn't even have realized.
And he's just like, I don't understand what you're saying. She's like, she's starting to bleed from the mouth and everything. Like, this woman is on the cusp of dying, and she hands him this like raptor claw. It was what it looks like. Right? And Doug's just like, what the fuck is this? He's got a nice watch, by the way, for a priest.
Yeah.
Dude, you gotta stay dripped out, man. For real.
Right.
All the time is God's time.
And he notices in the distance, oh, that man is still out there. And in trying to get away, he accidentally cuts himself on the claw, and he loses consciousness here at this point. All right?
Yeah.
Now, because he can either, the theory is he can either walk on water, or this is Pangea still. He wakes up, and now he's back at the ministry, right? And Father Stewart is here, and he's like, "Did you have that nightmare again?" And he's like, "Yes."
Well, and clearly he was being protected from on high because the ninjas did not come and retrieve the claw.
He was like laying right there.
Yeah. So another layer.
I mean, I think that the China thing was kind of a flashback, which is why he gets back to the
yeah. So
it was a dream. You get what I mean? Like we were seeing his dream, but he's already back. He's already back from his trip. That's what I think happened.
Yeah, this is the audience is sharing with him the uncertainty of the truth of what he is and who it can be. This is a terrible burden to have to carry, and so he himself doubts who he truly is, and we are doubting it along with him, and so the metaphor of the dream is really the most effective way to convey that.
Gotcha. Okay, real quick, another super chat from Hostman for $4.99. Okay, I guess it's for me in Cartman's voice. How would you like to suck my balls, Mr. Garrison? Thank you.
It's more of a stand, but good.
I tried,
Yeah.
Okay, so Father Stewart is trying to comfort him, and he brings Doug some food, and he's like, feed a fever, starve a cold, right? Which I thought was, it's really nice fatherly advice, right?
But also, again, this is the mistake that the father makes, is he believes that this is an affliction of the flesh. This is truly a spiritual and psychological matter that we're dealing with, and so he offers these solutions, not truly understanding, as we are also a bit confused, but I believe we're a little ahead of the game of the father in this particular moment. Gord, would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So he's hungry, and he's like, even though Father Stewart has brought him food, he's still like, I'm like really hungry. Like, I don't know what is going on with me. And he's just like, I need some fresh air. So he just stumbles out. He doesn't have a Band-Aid or anything on his hand. His hand is very achy. He passes by this homeless man. And he asks for money. And he's like, I don't have any earthly goods kind of deal. I'm a priest, right? And here's our first introduction to our secondary character, Carol, right? And she sees the homeless man and gets some money, and he's like, you're an angel, right? She continues down her way. And this is now where I think this is probably the best and deepest character of the entire movie. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree with me here. But this is Carol's pimp, right? We learn very quickly that Carol is in fact a prostitute.
Which again, if you've read the New Testament, Jesus did stay with women, work with women of ill repute, because he saw who they could be, and did not view the sinner. He separated the sin from the person.
So, go ahead.
I'm just saying, when you said, you're like an angel, it's a misunderstanding. She doesn't seem like a sentinel from God. She seems like a very pure, great person. And that goes back to what Jay was saying.
But there is a question that certainly comes up later. Is that foreshadowing about her true nature, and that again is the lowest will be the ones who have the scales fall from their eyes first, and so
she's in many ways like a Rahab,
yes,
who helped God's people into Jericho.
Kind of like rehab.
Real quick, sorry, I just want a subtle deviancy for $2. Thank you so much, Whitey. Could you read this out for us?
Father, is that your flashlight?
Thank you.
So
this is like I said, this is Carol's pimp, right? And his name is Frankie Mermaid. And sorry, just correct me if I'm wrong. Why is his name Frankie Mermaid?
Because he's swimming in bitches, man.
Woo woo!
So, Carol walks up to him. He's like, where you want me to be, Daddy-O? And he slaps her right away. He's like, how dare you
he
question
pimp slaps her, man. Backhand pimp slap. Yep.
But I believe the pimp slap comes first.
It does. Yes, it does.
Right. This is all about characterization.
Can we see that slap though? I mean,
yeah, I think it's important.
I mean, it's on. I mean, this movie is on YouTube. So.
Oh, that was so quick though. Okay. All right.
Well, let's see it again.
Okay. Just one more time, please.
In biblical terms, he struck her.
Yes.
I just want to point out, like, this is some really beautiful choreography. Like, look at how smooth that
exactly.
is.
Oh,
yeah.
I felt it.
Yeah.
The continuing thing in the movie. Yeah.
And again, without
Did
any exposition.
Timeline slip? Did I timeline slip? Am I on a different timeline?
No, not yet. You're on this stream. We're watching.
Did you accidentally cut your hand with a velociraptor too? I mean, what are we talking about here, Nadia?
How Eastern?
Very Eastern. But I think the important thing here
he looks a little like Johnny Depp.
There is a certain Johnny Depp quality to him. But I think that what you see here is, again, the show don't tell. This is immediately, you know exactly what kind of slap that is, and so you know exactly what this man's occupation is.
And he takes his job seriously. On top of that, you can tell by how swift he delivered that pimp slap.
Indeed.
So yeah,
not since Walter White's proclamation of "Say My Name" have I felt that sentiment more when he says more or less the same to her.
Exactly.
Real quick, we got another super chat, $2 from Subtle Deviancy. Thank you. Gord, can you read this one for us, please?
Absolutely. When Gord gets uppity, I feed him my pimpan.
Hot.
Yes, that is true. Yes.
Really hot.
And hot. Yeah.
I look forward to it again.
Sometimes we hunger for something more than simple food.
So, Frankie Mermaid is, telling Carol, like, how dare you ask me? Don't question me. Like, you're going to go to the park because the park is where the money's at and you're the money. He sees the value in Carol, not just as, a commodity, right? For sexual purposes, but he understands her beauty, her purity, and he knows that he can capitalize off of that, right? And in trying to direct Carol where to go, he sees a fellow, I guess, I don't know if it's a pimp or just an enemy or just a guy he doesn't like. And what was the line he says? Like, I remember it was just really powerful. It hit home for me.
Oh, I'm trying to remember the exact.
I believe he says,
Nadia, remember, please.
Nadia, surely you remember
he
this.
said, if you did to Dix what you're doing to that sandwich, I'd be a millionaire by now.
Yes.
Oh, thank you, Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy. If you stuffed sandwiches like you did Dix, I'd be a millionaire by now. Something like that.
Why am I here? Can I go home?
You're all home. With us, our child.
It's a safe place, Nadia. You're welcome
Right.
here. This is home.
So we get to a bit of a time jump, right? It's
Oh, it's
nighttime.
a full moon.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, we jumped right into an ad.
I didn't
Now,
notice there was a
now
full moon on
a
here.
word from our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends.
Yes.
Sorry about that. I don't know when it's going to pop up because the little lines aren't there for the ads. So Doug has also found his way to the park, right? He's an absolute mess. He's still struggling from, the recollection of what happened in China. Clearly this, claw thing is fucking around with him. And we finally see that there is a physical transformation.
Yeah, I
that he
think
is
what we
undergoing.
see is up to this point, he has been struggling to deny himself what he is and his
hungry.
purpose. I mean, he, as a religious leader, he goes by a man, a beggar on the street and denies him. He is here struggling because he will not accept the truth of his purpose. And now he encounters a situation where he can no longer deny it.
Well, our
real
purpose
quick-
right now is to read the
Speaking,
secret
by the
chat.
way, speaking of China, my brother's in the chat.
Real quick, I got a couple super chats to go through. Subtle Deviancy for another $2. Thank you. Goodwin, could you read this one for us?
Carol looks like a 1980s MTV video jockey. There is a bit of Martha Quinn to her.
Music to our heart. Thank you so much.
And Melvin Deeply for £2. Thank you. Tur, could you, or Frankie Mermaid, sorry, could you read this for us?
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is shit. Yeah.
No.
I still have
I'm gonna agree.
rewatch it. I still have to rewatch it, but yeah. I just remember Leo with a flamethrower, man. That's pretty much it. And Brad Pitt taking down a dude with a can of beans.
Awesome.
That's pretty
It was
dope.
actually a girl he took down with it, but
I think
Nadia
actually
did tell us
the
that she got her
girlfriend
degree in
was
Columbia.
yeah.
great.
His metamorphosis, Doug's. I mean, it's Kafkaesque.
It is.
Oh, look,
Yeah.
he's going through that right now.
Okay, we won't have any Nathan Fillion fucking slander on this stream, Nadia. Get your shit
Hey.
together. All right. So Doug is transforming into something, and all we've kind of gotten at this point is a hint that it has something to do with Dragon Warriors, because that's what the dying Chinese woman had said, right?
Mm-hmm.
We see his eyes change and everything, and at the same time, Carol, because remember, Frankie Mermaid wanted her to go and walk the park, so she's in the park, and just as she's lighting a cigarette, someone comes up behind her and threatens her with a gun. He's like, "Give me the money." And
I'm
she's
gonna
like,
I'm gonna blow Nadia's mind here with this
Okay.
little film connection here. So Nadia, if you saw his eye there, just as he was in real life wearing a contact, this is the scene where Doug makes contact with Carol.
And the eyes are windows to the soul.
Yes.
Yep.
So she tells him, like, you're going to have to give me money, right? And, it's very ominous, right? Because, again, she's a hooker and she's trying to make some money, right? The guy turns around and holds up some money and she's like, he's going to kill you. And he says back, that makes the two of us. And as he says that, sorry, go ahead, please.
That line stands alone. I mean, it really is one of the great lines of cinema.
He knows what he's getting into.
Exactly. And, that will make two of us.
When it makes the audience wonder, it's like, is he saying that makes two of us in the sense that he would also be willing to kill that man, or if he also would kill himself?
Exactly. It's the malice is there, but the lack of directed intention tells us that this is a man who is at war with the world.
Yeah, let's be real. He didn't wake up this morning saying, I'm going to definitely survive. He knows what he's getting into. I mean, it could be anything. So,
it's always the risk. I mean, he lives by the sword, and he understands that he may die by it as well.
Correct. Cuts both ways.
I think this is pumpkin slander, Gord. I don't know how you want to take that, but I can kick her from the stream if you really feel that is offensive. All right.
Well, I mean, I'm willing to tolerate it.
Okay.
My people, we typically our attention doesn't come until the fall season.
You've got a thick skin,
Yeah.
Well, and we understand that when one is being confronted with the poor choices they made in life, often anger is one of the ways that they strike out. When the truth is being brought to them.
This is an exorcism, Nadia. This is your exorcism.
Real quick, I've got another super chat, $2 from Subtle Deviancy. Thank you. Tur, you want to read that out for us?
Subtle Deviancy for $2. Thank you, Subtle Deviancy. This donation to make up for Nadia's lost dignity. Thank you.
She lost it long ago.
In the back of a 65 Chevy, I believe.
Oh,
fuck all of you. Fuck all of you. Except Whitey. Whitey's the only one. Fuck all the rest of you.
Bless your heart, baby girl.
So as this man is almost he's about to shoot Carol, suddenly he's just kind of dragged away, and she watches kind of this monstrous thing. We don't really get a clear view of it. Just start to tear and attack this guy kind of shreds. Like we can see he's all bloodied up from the initial attack there. And he's fearful. Like look at the fear in his eyes. Like this is a top tier performance from like a tertiary character in this movie. Truly, like this is where the horror really comes in for the film. And then we see here we see kind of like part of Doug's transformation. Here's where we finally get confirmation that he is turning into what was earlier referred to as a dragon warrior.
I like that they don't reveal everything all at once. It's
it is good, like because they do reveal it at the end, but then even throughout the entire movie, it's just in tiny increments. And yeah, Gord, you do make a good point, man. This is some of the best dinosaur work since Jurassic Park.
Yes.
And very also mimicking Jaws. Small glimpses. You see the flash of the teeth. And also again the religious allegory where I will return as a lion.
Very quick, we got another super chat. Hostman's Lounge for another $1.99. Thank you. Nadia, would you like to read this one out?
No.
Okay. All right. Gord, go ahead.
I see we've hit denial now. Okay.
Yeah. Nadia is literally me character of this stream.
Nice. Very nice. Thank you, Hostman. Thank you.
Thank you, Hostman.
So Carol's just kind of like sitting back, witnessing this, and she just doesn't aside from kind of the pure shock of the situation. She doesn't really do anything. She doesn't scream. It's just kind of a silent witnessing of this terror in front of her, right?
Also, can we just go back to right there? What is her job?
She is a prostitute.
Right. So she goes to find men. What is she wearing? A fishnet, stockings. She's a fisher of men.
Fishing for men. Oh wow. I didn't even notice that. See, I was just kind of more interested in the choice to have a leopard print coat for her because it kind of like the sleekness and the sexiness that a cat has.
Also, the animal essence of it that connects with my
Now, I hate to
That'd
get
be a-
political
this is
here,
symbolism,
but
yeah.
you remember the color of the sucker that she was sucking on.
Mm-hmm,
earlier, the color of her scarf.
Yep.
It's the thing.
These
Yes.
are kind of close to
Mhm.
two pride colors of a certain.
So it's like the thing that she sucks on is also choking her,
Yes.
That's right.
And again, showing the desperation of
taking
the
the
life
life
that
from
she's
her.
chosen. Yeah.
Right.
That which gives her sustenance is also killing her.
Yes. All right. I like this. Like I didn't even think about that. Wow.
Oh, again, there's so many levels to this, and I'm sure I'm missing things that if I rewatched again, I would catch even more.
So yeah, we see some blood kind of dripping from the mouth. We get a tease here of Doug's transformation, right? Really terrifying, just the single eye there.
And again,
by the way.
and the eye to the eye on the next scene.
So
See?
and now, yeah,
To the
so
single
now
eye
it's
again.
daytime. And Doug wakes up and he's like, what's going on? Like, what happened? He's in someone's bed. He's not wearing any clothes. He doesn't know how he got here, right? And the apartment door opens and in comes Carol. And now she's not wearing kind of that hooker drab that she had before. Now she almost looks angelic. She looks
She's in her Sunday best.
yeah, like it's almost like a religious experience now meeting Carol for the first time because she looks so pure, she looks so soft, her hair is just kind of draped over her as well. And she's
And
really
look at that cake.
yeah, it's a great cake. Yes, great.
Dude, the cake literally looks fake in this shot, man.
That's how. I mean,
it's the angle. It's the
I
angle.
believe is what you're trying to say.
look at that.
This is the cake from this is a God blessed cake.
Yes, this is truly she is blessed.
And she's
It's a church wafer.
Right.
Her gifts
Doug-
definitely were on Earth. Sorry. Okay.
No, you're good. You're good.
I just
So,
saying.
Doug is just kind of wondering, like, what is going on? Like, where am I? And she's like, last night was amazing. And he's like really confused. He's like, what is amazing? Because remember, at this point, he still doesn't understand that he's been gifted a power with that raptor claw, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I was so surprised that I peed myself. And he's like, is that normal? It was my first time too, right? And finally, it's just kind of like, oh, clearly there is a miscommunication because he thinks that they had sex, right? Which,
Yes.
by the way that Carol is kind of speaking and what her body language is implying, plus his lack of clothes, it's a natural assumption to come to. And instead, she's like, no, you transformed into a raptor and you killed like the guy that was threatening my life. And he's like, no, like you can't be serious. Like,
Yeah, again, he is constantly in this scene. He is constantly in denial of what his true self is, and he believes that he's a mini wheat, which is a common problem that we all have. But he believes that his sinful nature is really dominant, which is why he believes that he's had sex with her, not understanding the higher spiritual relationship and experience that they've had together.
Well, she
It's
goes
in
from
many
telling
ways.
him. Sorry, go ahead, Gord.
I was just gonna say, like, in many ways, the spiritual journey of Doug here is, of the highest order because when you convert to Christianity, like the command is to deny thyself, and he is in denial about himself. But once he learns to just accept being the velociraptor and the pastor, that's when he's no longer in denial, but he is denying his old self.
Exactly. I mean,
Yes.
look at the light literally shining down on him in this shot right there. See, Jacob, we're not looking too deep into it. The movie has all these elements
And more.
Exactly.
I just wanted to point out, like, black lives or black knives is a good point. Like, so he thought they had sex because his mind is still plagued with sin.
Yes,
Which-
exactly.
Yep,
Well,
and
he
it's
started
because he
bringing
is
up-
having that conflict right now too, right? So yeah.
Well, she started bringing up that, and he kind of felt like they were having sex, but then she starts saying that she peed herself, so he thinks he's never had sex before, and she starts like acting like a fake squirter. It's just pee. So it's a whole lot for him to process, and you really feel for the character. Look at his freaking face and the realization here.
Yes.
It's like
it's much like Nadia's avatar at the moment.
Yes.
I don't know if he's gobsmacked or godsmacked. I don't know.
How dare you disrespect Sailor Moon, first of all, with that avatar? How dare you?
Run! Don't watch this.
I was more offended with White Bear trying to compare Michael to a shitty '90s band.
Well, I just want us to remind everyone who is tuning in to our MMM stream that we are open to having the mentally ill and depressed.
Why
kind
you
of
have
our
me
stream.
on the screen?
We
You all
are an
treat
inclusive
this
channel.
movie like it's the fucking Godmother, and I'm mentally ill. All of you.
No. We're willing to accept it as the Godfather to lower our standards to kind of meet you in the middle. It's better.
It's helping relating it to people.
I mean, it has far more complexity and
Making connections here. Making
The
connections.
Saltburn thing for you, Vex, makes total sense now for me.
You know what? Like Saltburn is just absolute dog shit compared to this movie. In all honesty, like that movie doesn't even exist when VelociPastor is here. Like
Who hurt you all?
So Doug is in like I just want to point out too. There was a really great camera.
We are witnesses, Nadia.
So Doug is like, I don't believe this, and the camera kind of pans in to show the shock of his face, right? And Carol's just kind of, and then it quickly zooms out, like it's like the fast pace, like the way his life is changing so quickly is just hitting him, and they're trying to convey that through the camera work of this film, which I thought was
it's a genius transition.
It's also reminiscent of the camera, the shot that we got just as his parents exploded, man.
Right, that the world has gone akimbo for him, right? That everything is shifted, but also that we zoom in on him when he's still the sinful man who denies himself, and when we zoom back out, he's beginning to realize and accept who he is. This is a different person now on the pullback.
Mm-hmm. And he doesn't believe that what Carol is saying, that he killed someone, and he's like, okay, show me. I don't have anything to wear. So she gives him some clothes, and they go back to the woods. And, this is also a scene where it shows that Carol is not just a prostitute. She's actually smart, because when she's leading Doug to the bodies, she's counting her steps. So she very smart of her. Very smart of her.
Her dedication is quite remarkable. I heard this on the third watch that she counted over 400 trees to get to that spot, which means that she counted them on the way there as well.
Yes, she understands. Yeah, she understands the significance of the event, that and the experience that she's had, and is obviously very invested in him at this point. And the following back, walking in the footsteps, the obvious parallels to following in the footsteps of the Messiah.
Real quick before we move, sorry, Whitey, go ahead and then we'll address it.
Well, no, I was just about to ask, like, I don't know if these look like woods that are local to you, but maybe they look like the Canadian woods, and that would be a good time for Vex to read the super chat.
Yes. Well, this takes place in New York. This is where it was filmed. Yeah.
Okay, so close, basically.
Where was this film? Central Park.
Postman's Lounge for another $4.99. Thank you. Whitey, do you want to read this one?
Well, okay. This stream has been sponsored by the Canadian Healthcare Department. Thank you very much. Good hostman.
Yes. I think it was a breakfast cereal.
Yes, I believe it was Mini Wheats that brought us this.
So Carol's just like, Doug is terrified because Carol shows him this body, and he's like, this is terrible. This is wrong. I'm a priest. I'm not supposed to hurt people. And she's like, listen, you saved me from this person. He was going to attack me, and you did kind of like the best thing that you've ever done in your life. This is the most priestly thing, is what she says, that you'll ever do. Like, you actually helped someone. And Doug is having like quite a conflict. Like, he is just like, part of him understands that he saved a life, and you can see that in his eye. But also, he went to priest college. He's lived his life as a priest, and he knows that killing is wrong. So this is where we kind of get the first instance where he's really having like a pretty severe inner conflict that is now separate from his belief in God.
Okay.
White. Yeah, go ahead, White Bear.
I'm sorry. I just got to point this out before we go too far. Do you remember the story of Saul, who became Paul, who was blinded by he was blinded, kind of like our character
on the road to Damascus.
On the road to Damascus, yes.
And this is his walk. You know, I'm just
the scales are falling from his eyes. Yeah. Well, the other thing is that there's a meta commentary here about the church as it operates now, where it tries to reserve itself totally within the constraints of simply giving sermons and addressing the spiritual, whereas she is pointing out that what's needed in this world now is a more active participation within the world as well as the spiritual side, that there is a burden on both, and he's conflicted about that, because all he's known is the way the church has been operating, since he's been a minister.
I just want to point out, Black Lives, this is a great comment. Like, I've noticed a new detail. He's dressed as a woman because he's transitioning to another gender is another sin. Holy shit, this film is based.
Yeah, he will reject this dress, and you won't see it again.
In essence, this is kind of like this dress that he's wearing, this false skin in a way. This is him at his highest point of denial of who he really is, and that's well symbolized in a man wearing a dress. Yes.
Well, and very much the struggle between the flesh and then the spiritual. Yeah.
So he's trying to talk like Carol, like, this is wrong. I shouldn't be doing this, and he's kind of ready to storm off. Right? Carol's trying to soothe him and just listen, again, you're doing a good thing here, and this is not something to be scared of, right? You see kind of, just like how Black Lives had pointed out the dress, we see those gendered colors in her hair, right? So really kind of walking the line of sinning right now.
Oh, but notice, no longer around her neck.
Yep. Now it's like almost lifting the veil by tying
No,
her hair
and pulling back the hair in modesty.
Yes.
So Doug is just like, I'm late for confession, right? So this is where we kind of line oh, he is okay. I guess he's the priest that kind of runs the confession. Oh, there's one.
Oh, she's revealed her both her educational aspirations as well as her current occupation, correct?
Yeah. So one of the reasons that she was so happy about, Doug killing that guy and everything is now she has a protector, and she doesn't necessarily have to be a prostitute anymore, which is what she was doing in order to pay for her pre-law med degree. So she is actually a hooker doctor lawyer. Which, this is the problem that modern Hollywood is it doesn't seem to be able to give strength to female characters. And here you have a woman that is just, struggling. She's doing her best. She has these aspirations, but she's also trying to be a comfort. She's trying to be an emotional pillar to a man. So it's balancing out the femininity as well as that masculine energy of wanting more, of desiring more, of trying to be better.
Well, in many ways, also it shows how the world and all the evils in it hold back one from both being a healer and upholding the law.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they also go ahead to show you, like, for example, the counting her steps and the trees and all that stuff. They show you that she's an actual capable person who, if it weren't for her circumstances, would probably get her degrees 100%. It's a believable thing.
I think the other thing is that all of her jobs are about comforting others.
In one, yeah, that's true. One way or another, yeah. So Doug is, he goes back, he puts on his priest garb and whatnot, and he rushes back to the church. And Father Stewart is like, this is not in character for you, Doug. What's going on? And then here we have a brief.
We should just keep that. That's a proper cannoli ad.
Yeah. The Moz. Some Moz action right there, baby. Okay, sorry.
Well, we got to play through this one. I can't skip this next ad, so
That's
sorry.
okay.
We're watching on YouTube because problems. So ads are going to pop up, unfortunately.
Yeah, dude. How do you think Brendan Steere gets paid, dude?
Yeah, we do got to kind of ad blocker, please. No, not in this movie.
Mhm.
Some things are worth it.
Yeah, we're trying to help fund VelociPastor 2, which hopefully will come out this year, as the Instagram has stated. So Doug is now in the confessional booth, and he's, rushing to put on his beads and everything. And he's like, "Child, how have you sinned? Like, what can I help you with?" And lo and behold, the person that has come to confess is Frankie Mermaid.
Frankie Mermaid.
Again,
the pimp.
Yeah, one of the best characters in this movie, hands down.
And again, set up and payoff. There's a.
Too, man.
Sorry?
Go ahead.
No, I said I think he's smoking a blunt too.
Yes, he is. Yes.
What were you going to say, Goodwin?
It's set up and payoff.
Oh, yes, 100%. Yeah. So you can't smoke in here, and he's like, "I need to confess." And Doug is like, "Well, how long has it been since you last confessed to my child?" And he thinks about it, and he's like, "Oh, I think it's been like 2 years or something like that." And he's like, "Well, what have you done?" And the first thing, he says, like, "I've done a lot of things, Father. I can't keep track of them all. Like, I need to go back and think about it." And the first thing that he decides to list off to Doug is that he threw a baby in the river because the baby had witnessed him commit a crime, and he couldn't have that baby snitch. And I was
the crime that the baby committed is that he stole candy from that baby.
Oh, there we go. Thank you. And he couldn't have a witness, right? And he says, "I kill people whenever others ask me to, shooting things, doing drugs, guns, prostitution, all this stuff." And he's like, "I even set fire to a couple like a few months ago, and it was outside of this church." And then we have a flashback. And sorry, 1 second. We have someone joining us, Gooch.
Oh, hello.
All right.
What's
How
good,
you
man?
doing?
How you doing, dude?
I'm good. I'm glad I could be part of this fantastic movie. Like, it was thrilling. It had me engaged the whole time. I was really looking forward to this.
This is especially good for me because I got to watch Ghost in the Shell with Gooch, and really this is comparable in the the deep philosophical problems that it brings up, as well as the religious tones.
Run while you can, man. Say.
Have we got to my favorite part yet?
Oh,
no,
we
you're
are
not one of them too.
We're
No.
20 minutes in. We're 20 minutes in.
It's a velociraptor.
Oh yes.
But you got to the part where the pimp he's swimming in bitches. You got to that part?
Oh, yes, we already got there.
Yeah, that's
we now at the demise of
swimming in bitches.
He's kind of on the panel, my bro. So.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Look,
I mean,
I'm Frankie Mermaid, man. I'm swimming in bitches. Fuck yeah.
Frankie Mermaid's in the house.
Yeah,
Thank you, Frankie.
Too bad I can't pimp slap anyone, man.
I think Nadia is in need of a pimp slap. She just doesn't seem to be getting like the absolute like just gold of this movie. Like
I'm never ever going on a stream you recommend ever again. Never fucking again.
We give them eyes, but they do not see.
So so Frankie confesses that he blew up a car outside this very church a few months ago, and Doug has a flashback.
One second. I have a question. Gooch, is this movie better than Coyote Ugly?
Oh, well, I mean, you could say they walk together hand in hand. That's
subjectively, yes. Subjectively,
yes. I think they're kind of the yin and yang.
Now I know for sure you are full of shit.
No, so this is about the spiritual and the philosophical. Coyote Ugly is much more about the worldly, and so they have two sides of the same coin.
How much longer of this movie do we have left? I haven't even been fucking paying attention.
How dare you, my lady? How dare you?
You know what? It's fine. It's fine. Just like how Doug has to overcome things, and so does Carol. Nadia needs to confront her sins and understand what good filmmaking is. Her film sins, so to speak.
This movie had me when they showed him in the beginning walking out to see his parents, and you could see, the imaginary car there, and it just says
see any car.
FX here. That's when I knew I was on gold. I was like sitting there. This is going to be delicious.
Yes, I mean the mental image that you
Yes.
created was better than
Yes.
anything that they could possibly
Absolutely.
put on film.
It's
Yes.
it's like choose your own adventure books. It's
Yes.
like one of those,
Okay.
like, you know.
Well, look at this. Look at this. Just what we're stuck on right here. I watched Faces of Death when I was 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
This right here has stuck with me way longer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Real quick, sorry to interrupt. We have another super chat. Hostman's for Lounge again for another $1.99. Thank you. Gooch, do you want to read this one?
A2 Gooches.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Yeah. So
I
Doug
would like to thank Hostman because even though he has, he does not appreciate this amazing
doesn't
film,
appreciate
he has at least he has put quite a bit into the offering plate.
He has been tithing. Yes.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
I forgot to play a whole bunch of clips for all of you guys that gave super chats. So I guess, Hostman, here's one for you.
I live, I die, I live again.
Shiny and chrome, shiny and chrome.
The
So
FX for that movie doesn't even compare to this movie.
No.
100%. 100%.
No. I mean, I don't.
I mean,
think
the cinematography for this, the language of the camera in this movie is just, it is phenomenal.
So yeah, Doug is looking back to the memory of his parents' burning, and he's like, "Oh my God, he was there. I remember seeing him in the background." And it's just like
blinding.
the anger is growing in him now. Like even this, the light shining across his face. Now it's much brighter, and it's like a moment where God is saying, "Shine, my child. This is what you're meant for."
Yes.
Like
Once
see
was
the light.
blind, but now I see that
Exactly.
motherfucker Frankie.
Right. And Frankie is just going on and on. He's like, "Oh yeah," and this kid came out and he was crying like it was his mom and dad and everything. And Doug is just done. And he throws his arm through the confessional wall. His arm is changed into that of a raptor. And he's like, "What did you say? Like, how dare you?" kind of deal. And he ends up killing Frankie Mermaid in the confessional booth.
The
Which is
wrath
just
of the Lord is upon Frankie now.
yeah, it was like this is a crazy symbolic death for the film.
Yeah.
What
The power of Christ compels Frankie.
as do the margaritas.
Well, yeah, in the book of Titus, may a millstone be tied around your neck and sunk to the bottom of the oceans. It's kind of that way for poor old Frankie here.
Yes.
The book
Indeed.
of Titus.
Yeah, Titus. Sorry.
Titus.
Sorry, I'm from Tennessee. I don't know how to pronounce things.
Oh, we have a question in the chat. Is this the "Why do my eyes hurt? You've never used them before" scene of this movie?
Yes, in some ways.
I would more say this is the leap from building to building scene.
Hmm.
I believe the "Why do my eyes hurt" scene occurred earlier in the film when he wasn't sure if he had intercourse or had turned into
Yes. When the camera goes in on the quick transition where it goes to his face and then pulls back out, that is him.
Ever
him-
taking recommendations from any of you ever?
That was very Scorsese like. I just want to say that the intensity of that scene.
Scorsese like.
It was. I mean, again, the language of film that is being expressed here. I mean, it is just amazing.
Yes,
the cinematography.
he's bearing his soul, and you get
Yes.
that vibe from him as he's talking about what's happening in the scene.
Yeah.
It's incredible,
and he is a great actor as well.
Yeah,
And I think what you see, especially in the confessional, when the light is on his eyes,
yes,
this is when he truly sees.
Yes,
with understanding.
So after what happens at the confessional, now the scene cuts and we're back at Carol's apartment, and she's just kind of enjoying a book in her little striped socks and everything. When there's a knock on her door. Right, all covered up. Right. It's again, this is also another scene where it's showing her even transitioning away from the sin that she had been committing as a prostitute.
metaphor.
She's clothed in righteousness.
Yes.
Yes.
And Doug kind of bursts in and he's like, "It happened again. Like, I don't know what happened. I was doing confessional and whatnot. And this man, he was just confessing these horrible, horrible things to me. And he even told me that he had killed my parents a few months ago. And I saw red and I killed him." And this is, Carol is still just kind of like, it's okay. Like, you did something good. Like, that was a person that clearly was not meant to survive. And he was like, yeah, like Frankie Mermaid is basically like one less person on this planet now. She's like, wait, did you say Frankie Mermaid? Like, she's shocked by the name.
Frankie Mermaid.
If you could hold this, there's two very prominent blemishes above his eyebrow, which are probably real, but I think in film language, that signifies the duality with which he with which he lives.
And shrinking. It has been whole body. It's now being reduced to just these points as he again understands who he is. Right. I mean, first of all, he comes here. He is literally sharing the good news, and she, as we've been told previously, is an angel. She is confirming to him the righteousness of what he has done.
I would say a muse. Like, it's a very pivotal scene where he's accepting, what needs to be done.
Yes.
What I didn't get totally clear from this is he eating these people also?
Yes.
Because I know that he had a hunger. Okay, so I mean, we all got to admit, like Nadia, come on, man cannot live on bread alone. It's kind of just right there.
Yeah, take it. Take. This is my body. There it is.
Yeah.
So, it's just like Carol kind of makes him feel a little bit better about this whole situation. We can see like there's a bit of, he's a bit happy now in the face. And he's like, okay, maybe we can make this work. Maybe there's something we can do about this. But nobody can know, like Father Stewart especially cannot know that, first of all, I turn into a raptor. But second of all, that we're killing sinful people, right? And then we have, vodka, which I'm sure
polar
Nadia,
ice, yeah,
polar ice. Hell yeah, shows you the coldness.
No, I think it shows that between us and Nadia, this film has become very polarizing.
Oh, wow! Even YouTube is kind of on our
YouTube.
And she simply will not warm up to the truth.
Yes,
not at all. So then we have like a really fun interlude of just quick cuts, and we see Doug is pastoring. There's shots of him and Carol trying to getting to know each other a little bit better. He's starting to teach her about Christianity and God and whatnot. He's showing her the claw and all of this stuff, and this all was very reminiscent of like those 90s teen comedies, sort of, where you had the kind of poppy punk rock background. Yeah, it was very fun. It was very inspirational. Like, Doug understands he's the purpose, so now he's he's getting in shape and everything. He's doing the hip thrusts.
The gym, man, getting yoked.
And also learning martial arts. I mean, his whole body, both sides of his being.
Right.
He's becoming the Dragon Warrior.
Right. Again, this is the integration of both sides of his nature. Right. He is now with one purpose.
Yeah.
Well, he knows that other ones of them have been killed before, so there's a reason to keep on training. You're not just invincible just because you are this magical, beautiful beast that is the dinosaur.
Well, and I think he wants to
soldier, man.
Yeah, he wants to raise his physical power to that of his spiritual power.
Right, Kamehameha.
Real quick before we continue, Hostman's Lounge for another $4.99. Whitey, why don't you read this one?
I don't know. This actually has more of your kind of language in it.
Okay. Sure. Okay. This movie is a lizard person psyop meant to demoralize Western artists so that the New World Order emerges. No great pieces of art will be made by the resistance.
What the fuck are you on about, man?
I mean, that's ridiculous. If nothing else, this sets the bar.
Dude, for real, like
you should try and achieve in great art.
I think we know where he's coming from here. Okay.
Real quick, just to thank you for that super chat. Here's a clip from you.
That's bait.
Exactly, man.
You are a masturbator, sir.
Dude, Hostman, I can't believe you cannot see how beautiful this is. This is actual cinema, man. Like, even like jokes aside and everything like that, this is, as I said before, this is an actual feat to make a film like this work to the point where it's actually entertaining, where you can Literally, you can critically analyze this. I bet you it's harder to analyze this and say why VelociPastor actually works as a good movie rather than break down The Acolyte or something like that.
Mhm.
This is an actual challenging task if you want to take
I
a
would
crack at it
rather
and make a
be
big video.
watching The Acolytes right now than having this fucking conversation.
Yes, but you're a
Yo.
Bridgerton fan. We understand. The one thing that I
Ah.
think is important is Hostman actually, and God bless you. We understand being disabled. No, it's the prior that Hostman had it at 929.
929.
My
Oh.
mind is gone. Yeah.
Yes, we noticed.
Long ago.
I mean,
Um,
I'm happy that he has accepted it.
First of all, this is very insulting, Hostman. We have not entered any sort of lolcow phase. We are a bunch of people who've come together to appreciate true cinema. That's all.
Yeah, Hostman, we're not laughing at you as if you're a lol cow. We take you seriously, but we understand your limitations and we're willing to work around them.
So now this is kind of where we enter a bit of a new story arc in the film, right? So while Doug and Carol are kind of getting along and they're teaching each other things, and Doug is starting to become the VelociPastor, now we go back to China, right? And we see we're at kind of like a ninja encampment / base, and they're all training, and this kind of becomes our arch nemesis, Wei Chang. Right, and this is, I guess, this is kind of his second in command, sort of, because this is another kind of tertiary character that has a lot of screen time and comes up quite frequently, right? So, Wei Chang is it Wei? Yeah, Wei Chang is upset about what's going on because he's a shipment or money is not coming in the same way anymore, right? And this is kind of alluding to that Frankie Mermaid was one of the pimps working for him, sort of deal. So he's getting worried about his income and he's asking, okay, well, what about the drugs, right? So it turns out his empire is also importing drugs. And his second in command is like, the cocaine is coming tomorrow, prepared just as you liked. Don't worry, right? And then he's like, but we have to take care of this dragon warrior. So even he is aware that there is something fishy going on, something of Chinese myth and legend is now out there. And he's just like, they get really excited about the idea of kind of dismantling something that is so like out there and so monstrous, and it drives them to this maniacal laughter.
Well, I mean, look at this. This is like, you've seen Donnie Brasco, Casino, Goodfellas, and Godfather Part 2, and American Gangster and Scarface, and you've seen the crime bosses, but then you got Wei Chang. He's like the shredder of this movie. Like, so, let's take a moment to appreciate that.
Yeah, and I think when we... Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, George.
This character's inability to laugh naturally actually is a setup for something later.
Yes, and I think there will be a later reveal as to what he is, and at that point, I'll point out how he's an amalgamation of a number of things.
This honestly, his laughs though, even though he had the inability to laugh, I felt chills go through my body. Yeah,
it was highly reminiscent of Joaquin Phoenix's performance in Joker.
Right, I was thinking this is like a Joker level laugh. This is like, this is sending chills just down to the bone, right?
I care to go deeper because I thought Taxi Driver, where he's having that moment in front of the mirror, I was like, wow, this is really heavy.
Yeah, I think the other thing is that there is an uncanny valley in his laughter, right? This otherness that isn't quite human, that really just hits you in your spine. There's a revulsion that you have, and and an instant terror.
So yeah, the camera kind of pans away, and we have that transition kind of from the bare kind of bark of a tree, and now we have these flowering vines in the courtyard of the church. And Father Stewart, he's clearly worried about what is going on with Doug, and he sees Doug kind of interacting with Carol out on the street, and just based on the way that she is dressed, she clearly likes Blue Ribbon beer.
It's better than this, I'll tell you that. But
Real quick before we continue, Whitey, thank you for being a member for 12 months for Narnia's Put Up With Us Fund.
It's hard for people to see new things like this, and it's live.
Yeah, you know what? For all of the middle fingers, I do appreciate the Sailor Moon middle finger, especially because Sailor Moon's birthday was yesterday.
Nice.
So thank you, Nadia. I appreciate that.
That is a good reminder. Thank you.
So yeah, Doug
I've
is
got to
meanwhile-
go take a 30-minute phone call. I'll be back.
Oh, okay, Cameron.
Sorry. Be careful.
Dude, I love how he's reading Crime 2. Like the sequel, you know?
Well, you know what? This kind of shows that he's a very educated person as well. He breezed through Crime 1 and so quickly.
Dude, Crime 1 is
That's
kind of a
light read, man. Oh, yeah. White Bear can tell you that's a tough one.
So he sees the shadow of Father Stewart approaching his room, and he's like, oh, shit. And he tries to cover up the book because he can't be reading stuff that isn't the Bible, that isn't about his faith, right? So he covers it up with a Bible, and he's like, oh, I was just reading. Don't worry about me. And he's
And
like,
he also has the book about dinosaurs as well. All about dinosaurs. That's on the desk. Yeah.
Yep. And he's like, Doug, I am really concerned about you. I see who you're hanging out with. And he's like, she's a good person. Like, you don't have to worry about her. And he's like, well, what does she do for a living? And Doug is just kind of like, he's silent. He doesn't know how to answer that because he, regardless of everything good that Carol has done for him, he can still recognize that there is some active sinning that she has done. And he, even in himself, is trying to confront that, right? And Father Stewart is just like, I need to figure out how to help you, sort of deal. I need to figure out what we're going to do. Maybe we contact the archdiocese and they can help you out, Doug even kind of says, like, listen, it's not anything bad. Like, it's just, I think I'm different and I don't know what I'm doing. And it's funny because Father Stewart's mind immediately jumps to, oh, there's plenty of people like that, alluding to the fact that there are a lot of kid diddlers in the church. And Doug's just like, no, it's nothing like that. Like, trust me, it's a lot worse. And it's just, it's how subtle the film is able to address such a tragedy, which I thought, just in terms of narrative, is very impressive to just kind of throw in there, so smoothly.
Well, and I think again, it addresses the division of the church and how they act. So, Jesus would have his feet washed by prostitutes because he saw the sin and the sinner as separate things. But this church and this priest has taken a much more judgmental view that we don't deal with those people of that low social status, as if that isn't why the church is supposed to be here. But it's showing how the church has really removed itself from the real needs in the world.
Right, from apex child predators to apex predators.
Yes.
So Father Stewart's just like, listen, you need to stay in this room until I figure out what we're doing. Just please, just trust me. Don't do anything. Just stay in this room, okay? And I like this rainbow color actually in the background. It's almost like it's reflecting almost all the emotions that Doug must be feeling in this moment, which I thought was, a nice creative choice.
Well, it could be also God's promise,
Yeah, red and yellow, black and white, precious in his sight.
They are all precious in his sight.
So Doug is just like, oh God, like, God damn it. He takes the Lord's name in vain, which another kind of like a verbal sign of his transition and whatnot. And he just
I think there's another explanation here that as Doug again is starting to realize his role, he really can bring down the damnation of God upon his enemies.
Yeah, it's more like God, comma, damn it.
Yes,
yeah, as in God,
damn that. Yes.
Right. Well, it's very similar to Paul Schrader's movie First Reformed with Ethan Hawke, where he's a pastor, he's trying to survive, and he's going through all these struggles and becoming a loner in his parish. So it's very similar in the way that they're portraying this.
I mean, to be holy is to be set apart.
Yes.
I just also wanted to point out just kind of like the framing of this shot. Like, you have the light to dark kind of lighting in the background, and he's got the cross over him. But he also got his street garb over him, like he's at a crossroads almost of where he's supposed to go.
Crossroads. I see.
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
And at equal heights, again, showing the duality of his mission.
Yeah.
Well, and Vex very much that the thing on the table next to him almost looks like
Yeah,
a
the
crossroads itself.
Dude, I've been trying to talk for like the past 2 minutes, and I just realized that I was on mute the whole time. Oh, God.
Well, Frankie Mermaid is already
Yeah,
dead.
technically, you're dead. So
Your microphone is apparently swimming in bitches too.
I'm really sorry Nadia's not getting the vibes of this movie because like this is a powerful film. Like it is up there with Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
It's better than Citizen Kane.
Citizen
Man.
Kane.
Citizen
Yeah.
Kane.
More like it.
I think
Rose,
I'm about to
this
lose
movie
internet,
is Rosebud.
so-
Convenient. Are you losing faith as well, Nadia?
in all of you, yes.
So you have to regain your faith. You know, that's literally the plot of the movie: regaining your faith and doing something good with your life.
Understanding your purpose.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm a subtle deviancy. Yeah.
Same.
So yeah, Doug is he's back at that moment of questioning his faith again, right? Again, this is a consistent theme throughout the film. And he just doesn't know what to do next. And he's just thinking like, what would my father have said? Because I had parents once, right? And immediately
It's like one of the best lines of the movie. What would my father think? I had parents once. Like, all right.
But
It's
they
also
died,
like
as they do.
Which is what they do,
The father
yeah.
says to him at the beginning. Also, it's like you have parents. That's what they do. They die on you. It's like
Exactly.
Jesus, man.
I like the foreshadowing here. You know, you're seeing him talk about you're my only son, and how that comes full circle.
I was even going to say, like, they are having, in his flashback, they're having a conversation in the car his parents died in that went up in flames. And it's all bright.
Yeah.
background.
It's bright.
Incredible
Right.
cinematography.
I'm sure it had nothing to do with budget. I'm pretty sure it had nothing to do with.
I mean, we've already seen the prior scene where he is alone driving in his car, and he is always in the night, even though outside is the day. This is him thinking back to a time where everything was lightness. He was in the light, and they were surrounded by the light.
And I'm also thinking, like, it's just like in the way that Doug is probably remembering them because they supported his dream, you know, like this is partially a memory of them dropping him off at priest college, right? But as well, it's like I imagine like he knows his parents are in heaven, and that's why it's all white and bright around them. He knows that they are in a better place, like Father Stewart had tried to assure him in the beginning of the film.
Yes.
And he's slowly, you know, having his faith restored because of that. You know, the fact of knowing that your parents are in a better place gives him a bit more faith.
Exactly. And, you know, what his father had said in that memory was like, whenever you can't see God or you can't feel, you know, his love or his light, just follow your heart, where your heart will always take you to the place that you need to go, right? It won't lead you astray.
Exactly.
Kind of deal. So now, because he's stuck in that room, like we cut to a quick shot of Carol, and she's waiting for him, and she doesn't understand that some shit has gone down with Father Stewart, right? So she's just, you know, she's waiting on the corner, she, you know, smoking her cigarette, and eventually she just kind of like, oh, I guess, you know, Doug's not into this anymore, sort of deal. And this was, powerful shot right here, just kind of empty street, empty heart sort of deal, and even outside the church as well, right?
Well, I think
this is a different church, I believe.
Go ahead, Gooch.
Yeah. Well, just you know, her finally having some faith into something, and being let down again is kind of the scene I got from that.
Hostman, real quick, it is called Priest College in the film. Okay,
it is. It's
you have to respect the lore of the film.
Yes.
Yeah. But this is part of the world building, and if you can't handle that, I just can't help you with that. But the one thing I think is, there's a sense, because again we've had we've had at least a mentioning previously that she is an angel, and that he doesn't show up. Is he abandoning his duties, you know, his mission? And so she has to walk away, and she is unsure whether this is actually, you know, the chosen one or not.
And husband, if you don't know that, you need to probably go back and read Crime 1.
Yeah.
Powerful, powerful message.
Mm-hmm. I think she's taking a piss or something. So, anyways, yes. Speak on for a minute here. Well, does anybody kind of recognize like where we are in this scene? You said it was a different church, or what?
Yeah, this is he says that sometimes to fight evil we must use evil, and they're at this place of this other fellow. So
now,
and the church has used him before, but they don't not very often, and they don't like to talk about it.
Oh, okay. Basically, he's kind of keep that under the rug. Okay, thank you.
He's the church's guy when they need stuff,
Right.
So we're back to now. Father Stewart is back in the picture. Doug is no longer locked in his room or anything.
Nadia's back, by the way.
Oh, beautiful. And they're in this weird place, and look, you can kind of like see the uncertainty on Doug's face. Like he doesn't know, like, Father Stewart, what are you doing? And this is where we meet another interesting character. And I guess this is the first time in the film that we really get like a visual version of what kind of devils lurk on the surface sort of deal, aside from, Frankie Mermaid. And
Dude looks like Ramona Flowers' first ex.
He does. Bit, yes. So this is Altier, right? And it turns out that he is an exorcist that Father Stewart has encountered in the past. And he thinks that Doug has some demons in him that just need to be removed. And this way he will, he'll stop seeing Carol. Whoa. He'll go back to his usual routine and everything. And I like this. Yeah, this interesting detail with the ears. Altier has.
I did not notice that.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
It was very subtle touch.
They do it so smooth. Yeah, subtle.
Yeah,
you guys actually think it was prosthetics?
Huh?
I mean, I have a buddy that actually has ears like that. So, but I believe those are prosthetics. Yeah. But I think again, this is the temptation of the Messiah. I can take away that burden from you. I'll make a deal with you, and again, obviously, the priest is involved with this, which again shows that the church is not willing to accept the truth of Doug.
I know that actor actually had his ears modified because he's a method actor, and he actually
really
particularly done. Yeah, little trivia for you.
Well, I mean, again, with this kind of the depth of characterization, how you would have to.
Well, his name is Altair, so
a fellow Methodist. Okay, cool.
Yes.
So Altair is just like explaining, like, there are things that I can do that the church won't, and there are certain things that the church won't want to see that I can help you with, and that's just kind of the way of the world. And here I think is, maybe this is a hot take, but I think we're about to get the best scene of the movie in which we understand not only how Father Stewart came to know who Altair is, but also, why he is the man he is today, sort of deal. And I'm just,
as we've seen time and time again, that he's willing to, provide a certain amount of he'll talk to you about certain things, but it becomes clear that he doesn't have real faith. And we see in this scene kind of where that's gone and why he is the way he is.
And to be fair, it's a pretty long flashback sequence because what the movie, as we said before, is about 75 minutes or around that time. And they do dedicate, a substantial portion of the film to this flashback. So it's just to show you that weight. And I mean, I find it interesting because in a movie like this, you wouldn't really think that a secondary character would have such a big flashback. Most of the time you'd probably just give an expo dump. That would probably be it.
Yeah, but again, the idea, the depth of characterization that we're dealing with here, I think requires this to be shown.
Right. Yeah. They're not trying to just like feed you the plot, but this is real world building done right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Also, it's just it's another way that it's showing, like, this is how, like, these are the different ways that people not only gain their faith but lose it, and how they are able to rediscover it through different types of growth, through trauma. Like, everyone has their own story that kind of leads them to God and leads them to a good place. So because of that, I was really happy to see this little interlude, and it also was a nice contrast, because otherwise what Father Stewart has been this whole time is more of an antagonist for Doug, more than anything. So this humanizes him more and makes me more sympathetic to
And I
his
think it
actions.
shows that all of the characters have been touched by the horrors of the world.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So it turns out that Father Stewart was a what's the word? A soldier in the Vietnam War, and he had been deployed to Vietnam. And I just wanted to
Oh,
perfect.
really, Vex? A soldier of the Vietnam War who was deployed to Vietnam. All right, cool.
The de-aging effects are pretty tremendous. considering
Yeah,
the
I was
budget.
gonna say, like, they managed to de-age this guy wonderfully. I
It
like
was.
that the wig as well. He looks very boyish, very innocent, and yeah, I really appreciated the makeup effects here.
Well, and I think it also demonstrates the inadequacy of many of the tools that we gave our soldiers when we sent them to Vietnam. That helmet, for example, is something you would get for $15 in a motorcycle shop as a skid lid these days. And so he's clearly been put here by a government that does not care.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of deep for just, I don't know, go them for being able to somehow include that.
Well, even the scene where you see the one soldier wearing brown pants and Nike shoes just shows how daring they are with trying to put some modern takes into this film. It is actually really well done. Like right there. Like
Gooch, I quit Demon Slayer. I'm fucking out.
And well, I think what that's trying to do is it's showing that the events of the past still affect him in the present, and so these anachronisms that are there intentionally.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's like these are the kids of the future, basically.
Yeah.
Well, and he takes this experience with him into the modern, times, and so there's this crossover that not only is he bringing the past with him to the now, he also brings the now back to the past.
Yes.
Real quick, we got a super chat, $5 from Blue Collar Loser. Thank you.
Hey, cool.
Nadia, are you feeling up to reading a super chat yet?
No.
Okay. Goodwin, why don't you read this one?
Blue Collar Loser for $5 American freedom dollars. My God, still talking about this masterpiece. I'm impressed. Also, kids, stay the hell away from cannabis apple cider. It's worse than Benadryl. America.
Fuck yeah.
Thank you. So in this scene, so Father Stewart, we're seeing when he was a young man, and this is, a fellow soldier, Ali. And he's a bit older, as you can tell, with kind of the beard and everything and the stature. And he's like, hey, like, what are you going to do to get out of here? And he's like, I'm going to go home to my sweet Adeline, who's the girl that's waiting. And Ali's like, that's a nice piece. Like, we're going to get you home. Like, you just don't worry. You keep hanging on to that faith. Like, and he's like, I want you to go home and I want you to have, 5 kids, 11 kids. And I want you to spend 15 minutes with them every single day. And I was like, this is a man that understands what kids need. Like, he's so hopeful.
And I thought he was going to turn bad on us and like say something rude to to Stewart, who of course grows up to be a priest when he gets older, not here, but and he's just pure as shit. His buddy here.
Yeah,
well,
real quick, sorry. I do owe Blue Collar Loser a clip. So let's go with this one.
Good morning, ma'am. Up yours.
For you, Blue. For you.
Well, I think what you see here is the bonding of men who have been in combat, right? There's a truth to their relationships that we just don't experience as civilians.
Right.
And then he says, like, I want you to name like one of your kids after me. Name him, Ali Stewart. And Father Stewart's just like, yeah, you know what? I like what this guy is saying. I feel hope for the first time in so long. Like, this sounds amazing. I can't wait to go and build that family with Adeline. And he's like, when you're asks, like, where did he get his name? He's like, just tell him I got it from this guy that just, he came home from the war and he never got shot. And as soon as he
And
says
smile
that,
and give him this smile
Smiles.
that
Yep.
Ollie would
Always
give
smiles.
you. Yeah.
mhm, and he gets shot, unfortunately, and the blood just kind of sprays all over Stuart. Stuart is screaming, like he's just like he doesn't. Again, like this is such a night and day difference to kind of almost the heaven that Ali was describing to him, and now
Yes.
he's unfortunately just gone before he can even realize. So he
And now
doesn't know
has to
what else.
write a letter home to Ollie's parents.
Yeah. And he doesn't, he's struggling to write this because, of course, like why? And this is what Gooch was mentioning, like the brown pants and it's almost trying to
Yes.
like modernize it to show that
And the graffiti.
Yeah.
Yes. It's bringing the world, like you're brought into this world, like you're invested in this thing. I'm just really curious because like there's a scene here, like because Nadia does makeup, and I was just wondering, like when it comes to the next scene here, what her thoughts are on this scene coming up.
I don't
Nadia?
even know where we are in the movie, so I don't even know what scene he's talking about.
We're in Vietnam right now, baby girl.
We're in Vietnam, and then we're gonna be introduced to the wife or the girlfriend right away, and powerful scene, very powerful scene.
Yes,
explosive.
Very explosive.
Yeah, so as he's writing this letter, right? Because remember, you know what? Hold on. Now, this scene actually does support the Pangea theory that I was talking about because he sees Adeline. I guess I have to play it a bit.
Yeah, let's
like,
play it. Yeah.
Yeah, and he sees Adeline is there in Vietnam now, right?
The same camera move, man. The same camera move. Again.
So this is what. So I guess the walking on water might not apply here unless anyone of a priestly background is kind of granted that power. I don't know, what do you
remember,
guys
he is very shocked to see her here.
Yeah.
So clearly, she's flown in, maybe on a mission of mercy or something. But this is shocking to him.
I think she might have drove in.
It's possible.
It's almost reminiscent of Beaches with where she's running towards
Yes.
Jack Nicholson on the beat. Like that's how powerful this scene is.
Yes.
Or, yeah, like when Michael brings the little dog back to life in that movie, Michael. Yeah. And it made me want to scream out, Adeline! You're kind of into it with the character at this point.
Yeah, almost like Adrian, like a Rocky moment. Like
yes.
Yes.
Well, and her name represents
Look,
foreshadowing.
Look at that young dude. Look at that young kid.
Yeah. Her name is foreshadowing because her journey ends at a line.
Adeline.
That is what
Oh,
cross.
wow.
Oh, God.
Good job. I never even thought of that, Gord. That just brings this all together.
Yeah, and again, I mean, you can watch this repeatedly, and they're just continuing layers of depth.
Gooch, do you want to show us some hair for Jana Banana at all?
Oh, I got a hat on today, but
I
could probably go whip my hair.
This
up
show
quickly.
gets money at times, bro. Could you show us the pubes just a little bit?
Yeah.
just a little bit of the little
Just
sketch.
a little treasure trail, maybe.
The little flying V. Give us the flying V. I know you should.
Give me a couple minutes.
Okay, no pressure.
He's got manscape. He's got a manscape. It's understandable. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm so invested in this film. You guys are throwing me off.
It's hard. It's a distraction. Yeah.
I understand. It's okay.
One second. All right.
So as he, Adeline is coming to embrace him, and right here, actually, you can see the tactical claymore on the ground there.
Well, and I think here he is so close, to the love of his life, the future that he will have, and the children that he will have, and one of them he'll name Ollie. That I mean, it is inches. Just outside of his grasp, and then it is all taken from him.
Yeah.
This is what I mean by the makeup here, like how it, like Jana, or not Jana because we just her name, but Nadia, like, what do you guys say about this scene? Like the makeup and special effects are amazing.
The blood's too orange.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, I think the blood on the floor is CGI, but then the blood on him, it's actual like real stuff that they threw, which is pretty good.
I don't know because they zoomed down into a big pile of it later. But I mean, I might be mistaken. I'm no Nadia, but this is.
So the soldiers that were around the encampment come and they're just like, I don't know if we can save her. Like it might be too far gone. And Stuart is just like, he is awashed in the blood of an innocent right now.
Yes.
Which is also like, this is a powerful shot right here. The look on his face, like, chills, more chills.
William Dafoe from Platoon.
Yeah,
exactly.
yes.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
But also, this is. I mean, he's truly merged with Adeline at this moment. But as with many things in life, it is not. You know, we may wish for a thing, but what we actually receive is not actually what we thought we wanted.
Yeah.
And yeah, just the camera starts to pan in on his face, and just like you see, even just the blood kind of dripping off of his glasses and whatnot. Look at this poor guy.
It got a little bit gory right here.
And his life has stopped.
Yeah.
I mean, notice that his expression does not change.
Nope.
He has come to a complete stop in this world.
And that beautiful young woman, if you can go back, you know, I mean, that's
Yeah,
gone.
I mean,
it's just fucking gone. You know.
Yeah.
So.
And I think again, there's a demonstration of the, you know, the temporariness of life. You know, this is her in her youth, and then she is that picture is laying in what we all become.
Right. Looking right up at you too. With at least one of the eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So because Adeline is gone now, that dream of having a family and settling is gone. He decides when he comes back from Vietnam, he's going to go back to the church and see what they have to offer, right? Because now there's nothing else for him. That's all he can do. And he also maybe gets pizza on the way.
Yeah. I mean, it depends on what you're calling pizza and what you're using.
Actual pizza, not.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm sorry that went to a dark place, but so has this movie.
Yes.
You know.
So flash back to is it showing? Okay, perfect. We flashed back to Altier's den or whatever, and they're performing a full-blown exorcism now at this point. They're just like, listen, Doug, we're gonna help you. Like, just have faith, don't worry. Like, just tell me how you're feeling. Doug is like, well, I feel, a little anxious, and Altier's just like, that is normal. I'm looking for something more. And Doug is just like, oh, like I'm starting to feel kind of hot now. And we have like a different religious piece here as well. Also kind of, signifying the descent that all of these characters are going into, right? By turning away from Christ and into the arms of something else.
Yeah, showing that Altier has been around for a long time and been known by many names.
And he's just like, it's okay, just like tell me how you're feeling, like is there something? And it's just like Doug's is starting to feel something is happening, right? And the cards are out on the table, kind of foreshadowing that something big is about to go down. Like Doug, something is going to be pulled out of Doug, and he starts groaning and kind of shrieking against the chair that he's tied to. And Father Stewart's like, Doug, are you okay? Like, we can stop if you need to. And he sees like when you look down, like his hand is no longer a human hand, right? And his face, and this is where just spectacular makeup effects. Hold on, let me just
the transformation.
Yeah,
is
there we
amazing.
go. Yeah.
I actually think the transformation is really, really good. It's reminiscent of first transformations in 80s werewolf movies.
Yeah, my wife immediately was like American Werewolf in
Werewolf in London. Yeah.
And just the performance by this actor here in order to really get that fear across.
You can feel the animal nature coming out.
And look at those teeth. I know that with their strict budget, that you can barely tell.
Nadia, like, what do you think about this makeup work that we see here?
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Okay.
Yes, well said. Well said.
Well said. Very well
Thank you,
said.
Nog.
Good, thank you.
So, Doug has not fully transformed into the VelociPastor yet. He seems to be mid-transition, but the instincts are taking over, sort of deal. And this is just truly terrible. Like, look at the eyes. Like, he looks crazed almost. And Altair is just like, what have I done? Like, I have summoned a pure evil. And this is also where we learn that he is, he is not quite a help.
This is
And
the
he
flip
goes in-
side. He's actually summoned the power of God.
Yeah, they thought they were performing an exorcism, but his hunger was triggered by all the false gods amongst him, and this is his true righteousness coming out to smite all of the evil.
Yes,
you basically get the laughter of children here. So,
yeah,
and another full moon. I didn't notice it up until we rewatched it.
Yeah. And so now Doug kind of runs off and he encounters some of Wei Chang's ninjas in the forest, right? And they see Doug coming and there's 3 of them, right? So he's like, okay, we got to figure out a plan. And it's quite interesting because this film manages to also be very diverse. So you notice that all the ninjas are not just Chinese. The guy leading them is Australian. They have a Korean, and then off to the right here, you can see that is a woman.
Yes.
Right.
I think it's truly a masterstroke that the villains would be portrayed as ninjas, as there is obviously a lot of overt evil in this, but ninjas being hidden represent hidden evil.
Yes.
Right. And black.
So this Korean ninja, Eojin, or I think that's his name, right? He's talking about like back when he was in Korea as a student, there was this girl that he just fell madly in love with. And she was like, if you continue this kind of like life that you're a part of, like it is going to not lead you to
Reese's Pieces.
Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
The Reese cups runneth over.
Yeah.
It's ironic because it's almost like a metaphor for his, love for the girl. Like, hard in the outside, like the chocolate shell, and then soft peanut butter.
Well, and a hunger for a different life.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
Plus, if you stick your tongue through the middle of it and you can kind of hold it there, it's really fun. Just like her, but
Exactly.
that's kind of like Adeline's. Like I don't know. I feel like he could. I'm trying to make a Father Stewart connection here with him.
Well, I mean, there obviously is
on the other side.
Exactly. That again, those who have chosen violence and are in combat and war, which is a constant within the world, right? That they have these dreams and lives that they wish to lead, with others. But unfortunately, because of the nature of the violent life in which they are thrust, these dreams will not come true.
This is coming up to one of my favorite scenes. I'll just wait a couple of minutes here, but it's one of my favorites. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
So it seems that Doug has kind of incapacitated the ninjas that he had encountered in the forest. And now Carol comes home and Doug is there just like huddled in newspapers. And he's like, I encountered some ninjas in the forest. I think I've been hurt. Like, I don't know what's going on anymore. Father Stewart tried to exorcise me. And Carol's like, you don't, like, Doug, it's okay. Like, you're a good man. I know that. Like, you have absolutely nothing to worry about. And here is kind of where Doug and Carol, I mean, we had an idea in like the little montage that played earlier that they were getting romantically close. But this is kind of finally where we see Doug leave his priesthood behind and kind of embrace a different kind of good. Because I think, sometimes the overly religious thought forgets that love is a very pure and good kind of, goodness.
Well, Vex, this is like the very Marlon Brando theme, Last Tango in Paris. Like the connection that these two have is so powerful. Very, very similar, and the way they do this.
Well, I think again he's also he is casting away his obligations to the church and embracing the angelic now. He is now serving a higher power directly.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. It's parallel to The Last Tango in Paris, where they just like leave the world and lock themselves in a room to be with each other, and he's leaving the religion and everything just to be with I forget her name already.
Carol.
Carol. Yes.
Yep.
Oh, actually, this is.
And what do we sing at Christmas?
Oh, sorry, Sam. What do we sing at Christmas? Jingle bells?
Carols.
Oh,
I was about to say
oh!
don't be singing.
The soundtrack, by the way, is fantastic.
Oh, agreed. Loved it. Yeah. By the way, okay, like for real talk, this is probably my favorite like sex scene in a movie ever. Just I know,
Dude,
it's
except for like the ending, just the last like 5 seconds of the sex scene where they start to give you fucking epilepsy, they give you a seizure, dude.
Oh, like right here.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm pretty sure this is just a priest's version of sex where they keep their clothes on and probably don't really do it.
Mm-hmm.
They
Maybe
just rub on each other, dry rubbing.
I really appreciate that he's the small spoon in the end.
Yes.
I thought that was a good take.
Well, and I think that as Bex was talking about with the sex scene, it isn't just them together. It's also going back to the things that they've done, because this is all a joining of in their relationship, and all of the things that they have done together has finally
it's the build
been
up,
consolidated,
the foreplay, so to speak.
right? And that they're both remembering these moments that were great, right?
And technically, he is losing his virginity right now, right?
Yes, he is.
True.
Mm-hmm.
So this sex scene probably lasted like what, 30 seconds?
I would dare to say that she is too.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
But she was a prostitute. Hold on.
In a sense,
yeah, because she's in
I
love.
get what you mean.
Yeah.
I get what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
She's given herself fully to someone.
Right. This is purely a spiritual love, an act of love.
Okay.
Just as he would give himself for the church, she's given herself to him.
Exactly.
Yeah, Inuits, the ones who sell themselves, for sex and money and stuff like that, they are prostitutes, as they call themselves. Sometimes don't actually melt their hearts until they hit that moment when they
real
find
quick,
the one.
Nadia, do you not know what Cobain yourself means?
Don't you know what happened to Kurt Cobain? Yeah.
Oh, is that what it means? Oh, okay.
He's asking if you're wanting to ride shotgun.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%, 100%. Not really, but yes. Yeah.
Can I just point out, this is also why Nadia did not really understand this film.
Yeah.
Unless it's just explained out to her, directly. She just can't pick up the subtext and the nuance.
Exactly.
Is this my punishment for liking Barbie? Have you all got together and said, what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch this crappy movie and treat it like it's a fucking masterpiece, but we won't let Nadia in on the joke because she liked Barbie in 2023.
I mean that's like saying that we all conspire to go out in the morning and go, behold, the sun rises in the east.
Exactly.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's what you did.
But do you understand what I'm saying there, Vex? That do you like how she's given herself up?
I know, I get it, because she's almost re-virginized now that she has stepped away from sin, right? And she is now giving herself
exactly.
Yeah, she's born anew with the baptism, and here we go. Yeah.
There's a lot of layers to this movie. I don't think people don't even fully understand. You have to watch it like probably a good 4 or 5 times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to really understand.
I mean, every time you watch it, there's an additional layer or some little bit of lore that you pick up and realize, oh my gosh, this recontextualizes so much.
Yes, absolutely.
May I be free to leave? May I be
No.
Hold on. The stately thing to do is to let her go, though, to be fair.
Yes, it has to be of choice. You can't force people to see the wisdom.
Yes. So, Nadia, it was a pleasure
stay on
having
that
you
thing.
here. We're very sad to see you leave.
I will stay. Fucking just get this over with.
That's what she said. Okay.
Not in this scene, but later on, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that they're not showing her belly button. That's nasty.
Mm-hmm. So they make love, right? And then the ninjas pop in through the open windows, right? It got steamy in there. So we got to some air in.
Thank you for phrasing it like that. Making love.
Yes.
That's
it was a beautiful thing.
Was, right?
Movies like this deserve tasteful phrasing.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, there's
So,
a way big difference between banging and porking and slamming
right.
and jamming and then making love.
Yes, this was true emotional connection.
So immediately, like as the ninjas jump in, like Doug is up and alert, and so is Carol. And they take out these ninjas together, which I thought was awesome. Again, Carol is having a growth of her own alongside Doug, which we never always see on screen because she's a secondary character. But it just plays on like how these two are really meant to complement and complete each other almost
Yes.
in the ways that they're
Very
growing
cool.
together as well.
She's been freed from her pimp, which naturally usually releases the ability to fight for yourself finally against ninja.
Yeah, she can determine, she can make her own choices and choose the things. But also, again, that we have the angelic, right? And that God would send down the angels to do battle.
He said, "Ninja, please."
Yeah.
Oh, seeing Nadia is so much better.
It is. Look at that.
There we
She's
go.
moved to tears.
There we go.
I understand. It's an emotional moment, Nadia. I understand.
She just doesn't know how to process it.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. It's a beautiful thing. You let it out. Yes.
Let it out.
Yes.
Oh, it's a
Open
Targaryen back there.
yourself
That's
to
cool.
it. Open yourself to it, Nadia. Oh.
Okay. Little glimpses. People
Well, again, I mean, again, it's a private thing. It's an experience.
It's the thing with her privates. Yeah.
So one of the ninjas is just like Doug is like where are you guys, like what the hell, where are you guys from? And they're the ninja's just like, remember your faith. And then Doug looks at his chain, just like, what is going on, right? And then he remembers Father Stewart.
Oh, with the missing eye.
So I think this is also where it's inferred that Altier, he is a bad person. He also has connections to Wei Chang, right? And that's how Father Stewart ends up in kind of Wei Chang's base or encampment, right?
Well, of course, because as Father Stewart has said, that the church has done business with Altier before.
Yeah. And so, Wei Chang is just like, it's good to have you, Father Stewart. Like, you must be thirsty. And he's like, what the hell is going on? Right? He really doesn't like, where am I? And Wei Chang is like, this is a safe place. You're at the Artemimus Academy.
Vex,
Isn't
the foreshadowing you brought up earlier, the image of the tea thing that's coming to fruition here.
Fine tea.
Yes.
And now here we are.
So the Father Stewart is just like, okay, like just explain to me, like, who are you? Where am I? And he's like, I am Father Wei Chang, and this is our Templar of like holy ninjas sort of deal, right?
They're Templar ninjas.
Right, and our goal is just to like get rid of all the evil in the world. And Father Stewart is like rightfully baffled because here you have all of these guys that are just training night and day to get stronger. And we see the drugs here, right? Because he was talking about cocaine earlier. And this is where finally we kind of understand what is Wei Chang and his ninjas. What are they up to, right? And he's like, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get the world addicted to drugs. And what will happen through that is they will have all the drugs will run out and they'll feel hopeless and they'll need to recover. So what they'll do is they'll end up going to the church and joining a help, like a AA group, addicts or whatever. And it is through this that they will unwillingly and both willingly fall to the will of God, and they will gain faith in God. And by everyone finally, converting themselves to Christianity and having this faith in God again, we will now be able to take over the world and restore it to its previous glory.
Yes.
Which, I mean, if you compare this to Bond plans, I mean, if you've ever been addicted to the blow, bump, seed, coke, crack, dust, flake, line, nose candy, pearl, rail, snow, sneeze, sniff, speedball, toot, white rock, then you know that this is going to command a lot of lives. Basically, this is Bond villain times 2.
Exactly. And Father Stewart is just like, you're crazy. Like, you can't be doing this. And Wei Chang is just like, oh, he is just another infidel. We need to take care of him. Right? And he shoots Father Stewart, unfortunately.
No hesitation too, which just shows how much faith he has in the cause. Yeah, Flaccid, we do recommend it.
Flaccid. I mean,
I
your
recommend
life
this
isn't complete.
experience 100%.
No, don't do it, Placid. Don't do it. I promise you,
Nadia
I'll switch
is
over
having-
to Team Green. I'll switch over to Team Green.
Nadia is
Don't
our
do
she's our
it.
resident heretic, and that's
Yep.
that's
Yep.
fine. Because
Now, unlike
balance.
Wei Chang, we do not believe in forced conversions, and so again, this is a if you go back to the picture of Wei Chang, okay, so here is the symbolism that he represents. So first of all, you'll notice the mustache, bit of a toothbrush style to that. You will also notice the bald head and the large movements that he makes, right? And then the chin strap there, right?
Mhm.
This represents obviously the Germans, the Italians. So we have fascism, and then also the Chinese. So we have the communist parties, and then the church. These are all of the world powers combined into Wei Chang and his attempt to control all people
It's an
and
unholy
make them
trinity.
submit to his desires.
Yeah, it's like in Game of Thrones and a few other shows, where they've had to combine evil characters or good characters or whatever. That's basically what.
Right. He is the symbol of worldly power and how it is trying to control people. Father Stewart clearly believed in free choice and the freedom to choose, what you believe, and he had to die for it.
Yeah, consolidated evil will do that.
So this is more kind of symbolism of like how Wei Chang wants the world to basically burn, which, like as far as, villain plans go, I actually am kind of on board with this plan. I didn't think it was that terrible. I mean, the drug part, yes. But I think like getting people to kind of see the light of God is we're trying to make Nadia see her faults in disliking this film. Like it's
Yeah, but you have to understand that Wei Chang is not so God is merely a tool for control from his standpoint, which is again why they are trying to destroy the Dragon Warrior, because the Dragon Warrior actually represents the power of God on earth.
Right.
Right. So these are these worldly powers against the religious and spiritual power of Doug.
Wow.
Gotcha.
I
Okay,
hope
okay.
you all can feel how much my eyes have been rolling this entire time.
I don't understand.
We have
why.
been
Like,
blessed
this is
by the power of this film. Like our faith is strong, so we are not feeling all of your hatred, Nadia.
A lot of us
we were
are always
there at
looking
one
up
time.
to God anyway, so we're.
We were all unbelievers at one time or another, but we saw the light.
Indeed, we did.
So, after so now we understand like what our villain is up to. And Doug finally makes his full transition from pastor to absolute badass at this point now, right? With the leather jacket and everything.
Zip. Right.
Carol she's in kind of her fighting leotard and she's ready to go. And they're like, okay, thank goodness before that ninja died that we killed, thank goodness that he told us where the base was. Let's go in. Let's get this done. They kind of confess like, well, it'll be fine. Right. Again, just a very like pure and loving relationship. Like it's very obvious that these are two like the romance is not what brings them together. But again, they're two parts to the same whole sort of
Yeah,
deal. which
spiritual love that has united them, and they are of a single purpose, and they understand that now they are going to have to deal with the world on its terms in order to free people. And I love the fact that the Templar ninja at his last moments redeemed his faith.
Yeah.
Right. It's like that song, the Stacey Q song, the Two of Hearts.
Yes,
Two
two
hearts
hearts
that
beat as one.
Right. And then
I need
she's
you.
wearing
I need you. Yeah.
She's wearing the warrior romper, She's ready to go, dude,
Yeah.
So,
High speed, low drag.
sorry, I'm just waiting for this ad to finish. My bad. Okay, so because they now have the location of Wei Chang's base, right? So they decide they go to China and they're just like, we're going to finish this once and for all. Okay, like the world needs to be cleansed of this evil.
Yep.
And this is where Doug confronts Wei Chang's second in command, and he's like, "Don't you recognize me?" And this is where we get the twist, brother. I gotta say, I was not expecting that.
Absolutely floored.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yep.
Just like one of the best twists I've ever seen in a film. Caught me
Mm-hmm.
completely off guard.
Yeah, the mask really has come down.
And he's just like, right, don't you remember kind of deal? And Doug does the flashback. Now remember, his father
Yes.
had said, like, oh, you're my only son.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And,
The foreshadowing.
you know, yeah, he was always just put in the back. He was put on the back burner. And look at how disturbed he was by the way that his family treated him.
Can you go back and see him come and like you see him rise from the back seat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Oh, what did I just do?
Oh,
Shit, girl.
well. So you got that
my.
going on.
Okay,
Oh,
we're
well.
gonna have to take a moment there.
Well.
I wanted to see his evil a lot more than, but that
My bad.
We
Hold
saw
on,
a bit
hold
too
on.
much evil.
Yeah, apparently.
I gotta rewind a bit here as well. Hold on.
Spooky language. You ever talk about a scary movie and then you start getting creeped out and you're like, I need to watch some old Disney or something. It's kind of like that moment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Glimpse behind the curtain.
I know you
Indeed.
creak in the house, but it's just your air conditioner, but it's really Satan, you know?
Okay.
Let's just say. Okay, here we go. All right.
Right.
Yep.
So there
Okay.
is,
Going to a preachy school and boo! The other brother,
time.
not
Yep.
the
It's all-
only son.
It's like Cape Fear. Like it was just.
Oh yeah.
And then just look at
Wow.
again, fast
Look
zoom
at
ins
that.
to kind of really
Look at
emphasize
that.
emotion.
De Niro, a De Niro performance
Right.
right there.
I do
And
like
it's kind of
the what's it called, the design that they use for the costumes, the clothing department. Actually, I think it's great.
Yeah. Costume
Yeah.
department really delivered on this. Yeah.
agreed. So like this was quite shocking because like again, it kind of also reveals that Doug actually has a lot of sins of his own outside of whatever is going on with his transformation. Like he basically condemned his own flesh and blood before going to
Yes.
priest college and becoming a priest.
Well,
So-
it's
and-
not, but that's not true. It's not Doug's sin. It is the sins of the father.
But Doug was
Oh,
right. It's like
Well,
Doug
but-
did not see the error of those ways, and he did not try
But
to.
Doug, being a good son, would not challenge your parent.
Right.
Oh.
I can't see what you're saying.
Honor thy mother and father.
Okay.
No,
okay.
I
I
go
got
with
you.
you. I go with
No,
you.
no, you're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So finally, they're just
Good
like,
catch.
okay, we're like, it's go time. It's go time. We're getting over this, right? So he draws. I forget what the brother's name was. Does anyone remember what the brother's name was?
The parents didn't remember it either.
Oh shit.
Jeff.
So
And-
they draw and get ready
Andrew?
for battle.
Sam. His name is Sam.
Is it Sam?
Sam. Thank you.
Yes, Sam.
Thank you.
Sam the White Ninja.
Mhm. So now we see like Carol, even she gets into her leotard, she takes off the jacket, and they start all going at it. Like this is just a wild and crazy fight scene at Wei Chang's base now. Wei Chang, by the way, is nowhere to be seen this whole time,
Mm-hmm.
which I thought was pretty interesting. Maybe that's
Well,
set up.
again, I mean, and this is how the world works, right? That those who are in control are rarely the ones who are sent off to fight.
Mhm.
Different levels of hell here.
Is Andrew still in the chat? Because this is a Dune moment.
Mhm.
May thy
Mhm.
blade chip and shatter.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'll go.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I still need to watch Dune too.
It is
Or-
the family sword, the sword of our family.
Yeah, and he's like, we
Or the
come
White
from the
Ranger.
same ancestor.
True.
Oh yeah,
White
So
power.
we-
I mean,
we
you know,
come
you
from
know
the
what I
same
mean.
ancestors, right? And where he's trying to challenge what his brother is saying about,
He has
The way that-
taken the sword of the ancestors from the other brother.
Yeah, they are his same ancestors.
Right.
And so as his brother
Cool.
kind of charges for him, he goes down for the low kill.
Mhm.
Yep.
Again, so much better than
And-
what you see so often where, the fights are here. Let me hit your sword with my sword. No, the job is to impale the opponent. And this, even though it goes high, it's not, oh, let's both fight high. No, he knows go low because that's the opening and it's quickly dispatched and done.
Right.
Excellent
Look at all
fight choreography here.
The emotion here. man.
Yes.
Don't you guys think that he looks like the
even
dude that played the Star Wars games? I forget his name. No. The dude that played
Cameron
Joker
Monaghan?
Yeah, Cameron Monaghan. There you go. I think he kind of looks like him a bit. The actor.
I see it.
Yeah, it could be him.
Maybe it's his long lost brother.
Right.
So even Carol is like out here taking out ninjas and stuff, which is pretty cool. And then this guy is just like, what the fuck? Like, I did not sign up for this.
No.
This is
Shit, it's
great.
Yasuke, man.
It's China though.
This is
so he's just like,
world. That's why there's diversity.
Yeah. I mean, of course, they are representing also Japanese culture, so that's why we would have Yasuke.
Yeah, I mean, have you not been paying attention? We just had a game recently that recognized this character.
That's true.
So that guy had called out like this like fucking like 8-foot tall dude, right? He's got the samurai sword with him, and now everyone is like, "Yo, like go get her, please! Like we can't take her on, but you could do it." And he slashes her right across the chest with his sword.
So, did you guys genuinely think that she was gonna die? Watching the movie.
I think again the on first watch, I still believed that she was a person. And so I thought that she would die because I mean, again, and oh by the way, again another biblical reference. This is Goliath. They bring out Goliath.
But she was called an angel at the beginning. I was like, well, you can't just kill the angel.
Right. I thought maybe it was metaphorical at first.
Right.
It was only after and then on rewatch that it becomes obvious that no, it's literally.
Man, I genuinely didn't think that she was gonna die. Like it actually shocked me. I was like, man, this was like to me, this was one of the most shocking moments of the movie. I was like, what the fuck? Seriously? After all that?
And we'd seen already. I mean, Doug's parents, Adeline with the father. So this was certainly that they had set up that you and even the Templar ninja who was thinking of the girl, that he wanted to be with before he died,
and Doug's brother.
And Doug's brother, yeah. Again, these setups and the losses that have, and the reality that this conveys, I absolutely thought it was possible.
It's truly a film that pulls no punches.
It's also the fact that it's in China. The place where God isn't there, where your faith has to come back to you 100%. Where God isn't there, so God will find you.
Yes.
Well,
canonically, there is no God in China.
Not to keep on comparing it to like Game of Thrones or the Bible, but we keep on losing characters that we like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fair point.
So Doug was kind of like he was, kind of enraptured in killing his brother and whatnot, and he didn't even realize that Carol was, taking on this Goliath in the background. And this is a very like just poignant moment where, what if I don't win? Like, what am I going to do without you? And even the ninjas are like, oh shit, like, what did we just do? Like, what? Like, look at how pure the bond is between these two. Like, how could we be so evil to try and destroy this?
You got ninjas crying? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And these are supposed to kind of be like the best of the most ruthless people out there. And she's like, Doug, just don't worry. Like, she's profusely bleeding, right? She's like, Doug, don't worry. Like, you're a good person. You're better than all of them. Like, you will be able to get through this. Like, don't worry. Like, you don't need me to do this sort of deal. Who's got a vibrator going in the background?
Yeah,
I was just gonna ask
World.
I mean, I think we know.
I totally agree with you. Goodwin has been especially on point for this. Like, he was a great panel member to have.
No. All of the panel, well, with the exception of one, all of the panel have clearly saw the depth of this movie and brought so much.
I'm never coming back on MMM. Never come back. Nope, I'm out. I'm never streaming again. I'm done.
Even though you turn your back on this, it will always be here waiting for you.
She's turned away from YouTube altogether.
You must renew your faith.
Serenity, take me now.
It's being offered right here.
So yeah, she's just like, Doug, you can do this. Like, don't worry. Like, you don't need me to do what you need to do, and you're a good man. You'll be fine. And Doug finally confesses here as well It's the first time we've heard him either of them say it. He said, "I love you,"
Mhm.
and
Look at
that's
that.
a pretty just like
No
all
greater
the-
love hath a man that he lay down his life for those he
Mhm.
loves.
I mean, it's
And
also
then-
interesting because, like, the entire movie up to this point has basically just been character, and setting up this next moment where there's the full reveal and transformation. And it just makes that last scene much more poignant because you have all of this backing it up. It's great.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Whitey.
no. You're good. Babe.
I was just gonna say, Black Lives or Black Knives has a good. So in this scene, is Doug becoming a strong, independent man? Is this movie about the divinity of masculinity? I think he was always a strong, independent man. It was just this is more his transition from boyhood to manhood, ultimately, because now he is truly finding his own path, and he's not fighting it anymore.
I think again, it's about the idea of love, how it empowers you, and that you once you have the greatest love, you can stand alone and defeat all enemies.
Yeah,
So all
the
the
main
ninjas-
guy should basically at this point be renamed Chad.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Chad Jones. So all the ninjas were crying over this very like heartfelt goodbye, and Doug just can't control himself anymore. Like it's like the gloves are off finally.
Your
And
lives.
then, and he's your lives, right? And the ninjas are like, what's going on here? And then what does he say? Your lives are about to end? Is that it?
Oh, no. Okay,
Will not be
I think
saved.
you can get away with pressing play with the volume up on this one. I think
Mm-hmm.
this is probably this is basically like freedom being yelled out in
Yeah.
Yeah,
Can you hear that?
I do.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
The build up and the crescendo.
God, the tension.
Dude, the score is great, man. Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Mind blown.
Yes. Catharsis.
The rise of
And,
the
like-
phoenix, right there.
The wrath has come. Yes.
He tears
She
a
was
lip.
was the angel. He has now become the avenging angel.
Hallowed be thy name.
Mm-hmm.
And look at just like the dinosaur effect. Like this
Oh
is
my God.
like and it's
Holy
all
crap.
practical, which is even better. Like I really
I
appreciate
thought
that.
this was CG. I can't. I couldn't believe when I looked it up that this was all practical. But it makes so much sense because of the characterization that it still has to be Doug.
Do you
Well,
think
think about
James
that
Cameron?
Sorry.
Do you think James Cameron was just like, shit, we could have had this?
Yeah, I mean
Jurassic Park.
this Avatar stuff that I did, or this.
This is why he waited so many years between Avatar 1 and 2. He saw this and thought, no, we need
Yeah.
We can do
a higher
better.
standard.
The bar
We need
has
to
been
Yeah.
set. Yeah.
So
Flip in the arrow.
so Wei Chang comes out finally hearing all of this commotion, and he shoots Doug in the leg with an arrow. And he's just like, before all of the dragon warriors disappeared in China, there was a venom. And I have that venom, and it will take out well, first he bends, he says goodbye to his like protege or whatever. Rest easy, my son, is what he says, which is, well, it's kind of sad considering he never really had a father, right?
Oh, and again, that's the double layers here. That Doug had the love of a true father. His brother had to have a substitute father of the world,
Mhm.
and it can never provide the love that Doug had. So there, I mean, there's a tragedy to Sam that and that he had to turn to the world because he could not have the love from his family.
That is so deep.
I mean,
Yeah.
this movie.
So yeah, he's explaining about the venom here that he shot Doug with, and it will basically neutralize his dragon warrior powers. And he's saying, like, you can't change what's going to happen. Like, I am going to take over
It's
the
kinda
world with Olympic yogurt.
With Olympic organic.
And he starts tapping on the wound.
Yes.
That's not organic.
Well,
That's
again,
terrible.
the Messiah on the cross with the spear in the side.
Oh yeah. Well, he does say that there were the lizard warriors and stuff, which he is the last of his kind now. So
Mhm.
also
Yes.
something important as well. Some nice subtext.
Was it? Oh, so it's just like Doug is just like, your arrow may have like neutralized my limbs, but my hands seem to be immune, and he just he fucking
Yes.
rips this guy.
Give him that hawk to it.
head off.
That's what I thought you were
special
gonna say, man.
Look at the special effects for this. Like,
Oh my God.
see-
Yes. Oh.
See this blood spray
Beautiful.
and everything.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think that they actually used a cadaver for this?
They might have.
Maybe.
You know what? I think there's parts like I think like some of this might be some stringy meat and blood, but I don't think because the budget was so limited,
Oh
right? So
yeah.
I don't
I mean,
think they
yeah.
had
Well, yeah.
open
Given the
access to
budget,
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's at least some
I mean-
chicken in there.
Yeah.
So it's just like there's a massive moment of catharsis because now this is basically the man that has destroyed every part of his life, but also, changed it for the better. Like it turned him into a monster quite literally, but it radicalized his brother, his lost brother. It killed Father Stewart. It killed the love of his life and the woman that saved him. So this is just really an ultimate culmination of everything Doug has gone through. And then we have just like this absolutely powerful quote
Yes.
that comes onto the scene.
Yes.
Which it's very rare that you see films do this, and if they do, it never quite has the emotional weight, nor does it pair as well as this God quote does with this moment.
No, and I think the other thing is that most people would use this as a anti-violence message. This is showing that the goal is the elimination of violence in order to achieve world peace. Well, the only way that you can eliminate violence is through violence.
Yep.
Eye for an eye.
Absolutely.
Exactly. And open your eyes to this aspect as well.
Yes.
A lot of people don't realize this.
Right.
But you will never get ahead in life if you live it. You'll never be the head of a ninja encampment again.
Well, I mean, these are the heads of the world, right? With the governments and with the established religions, and he has removed those heads through his spiritual power. And he's saying, okay, that you can bring all of the world's power, the leaders, and I am stronger than them.
Right. Carol used to give head, and now he's taking.
He's taking it. Yes.
I have goosebumps.
And it's funny that you say that because now at this moment he's like, oh wait, Carol?
Yes.
Right? Yeah. And he realizes that Carol can still technically be saved. So he takes her to the hospital, whatnot, and she goes through a pretty lengthy surgery. And the doctor's just like, you know what? Look, this was a powerful shot, actually. A soldier kind of returning from war.
Well, and again, the battle, the violence shown here, these are the things that he is going to have to combat in order to bring peace.
My men gotta raise sticks at each other.
This is an excellent. If it's not an actual hospital waiting room, then it's an excellent recreation of one with all the Family Circle magazines.
Yes,
that is true. Yep.
Again, this also gets kind of like reinforces again an alternate Earth theory because in modern day you can't smoke in hospitals either. So something to think about with the film. But the doctor's just like, listen, she's fine. She's on surgery. I think you can go in and see her right now. And Doug rushes out at that. And the doctor's just like, it's I've done something good today, sort of deal. It's kind of reinforcing all the positive messages. Yeah.
Right.
I think there's another thing that I think it was maybe the third watch where I picked up on it, but you notice the tissues on the second shelf of the end table, they haven't been used because Doug still believes that she can pull through, that his faith is strong enough that he is
Nice. Yeah, I didn't even realize that.
I didn't notice that either. Wow. Okay. So he goes in and Carol is she's sitting up. She doesn't have any bruises, no blood. And Doug's like, are you okay? And she's like, I'm fine. She's like, are you sure?
And look
are
at this.
you
This shot
definitely
here
sure
is
that you're okay?
the symbology here is very pure here. There, where it shows the pictures of the heart on the wall, and
Yes.
she has been the heart
Congestive
of
heart
the story.
failure. Yeah.
The other thing is notice that the blemishes above his eye have gotten light. They no longer have the darkness that they had in the earlier scene.
He's being cleansed, so to
Yeah.
speak. Yeah.
Again, that they are now they are synced up, right? That they are no longer in conflict.
There's no cancer.
So, it's just like she's like, yeah, I am definitely fine. And then it's just like this is just kind of like a fun, creative take. I felt like it.
Yes.
It's just trying to bring a little bit of humor because it's been a heavy movie so far, right? So
Yes.
Women tend to be very difficult to read. So even when they're saying they're fine, you're never sure. But I
can you
was
imagine
happy
how
that
much-
the movie assured it.
Yeah, could you imagine how much easier the Acolyte would be to read if they had subtitles for the expression of May and OSHA?
Right. They have subtitles, and things for the deaf and hard of hearing. But sometimes men also need subtitles.
Yes.
And
Yes.
yeah, thank you. Thank you, director.
Exactly.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that she's possibly pregnant?
Yeah, I that's what I was thinking. I think so, honestly. Maybe. I do think it's a possibility. I genuinely think it's a possibility.
Baby
maybe
raptor.
Maybe he has a kid in the sequel.
Yeah.
You crazy bastard, you did it.
Sorry. Okay. So yeah, Carol just reinforces like, yeah, it's all good. We don't have to worry. And now she's out of the hospital, right? She's all healed up, and she's like, these people are everywhere in the world. They're going to try and find you no matter what. Like, what are we gonna do?
$1 billion bounty.
Right. It's
Yeah,
just
there's
like
a $1 billion bounty.
yeah.
But
So
go back a couple of frames.
Yeah. Here.
One more, right there. That's where the slash was.
That's true.
Oh, I didn't notice that one. Okay. Very nice.
Very much. Again, this movie setup and payoff every time.
So yeah, he's got the bounty, and he's just like, well, we'll go wherever we're kind of needed. We'll travel the world, and we'll just we'll deal with things as they come, basically.
And to
Let's do what he
signify
does
his
best.
change, this will be the first time we've seen him in a car that was not the one that blew up with his parents.
No,
also
we saw him when he drove to China.
Yeah, and
Did we
we
see
also
the
there's
drive?
his
Oh,
boat as well,
okay.
which is a pretty big character change,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Well, I
always
think
been-
again, it's showing that he has reached his full power. It is no. Oh, look, Retro done it.
They're back.
Yeah, oh, thank God. That he is at his full powers now. That the world cannot harm him.
Yeah, he's in
So the
control.
cigarettes are no danger to him whatsoever.
Sorry, did you have?
No, go ahead.
I think these glasses actually might reinforce that she's pregnant because they are sunglasses, so they're gonna have a boy.
Oh, there we go.
So there's a double message to that because they're also Clubman is the style. Yeah. And there's one more that I think after you said that she could be pregnant, there's one more hint if they pull and do the long shot on the car again. Oh, so go back. Okay, those wheels are called torque thrust Ds.
Just remember. Oh, no pun intended. Wow. So apparently so they kiss, and it's just kind of like a ride off into the sunset moment, and then we have the credits play.
Our auteur.
The sunset. Max, you found another connection.
Oh my
there.
gosh!
Oh my goodness.
Wasn't this actor
Rule of
originally
three?
Wasn't he originally up for John Wick? Originally,
Ooh, it
I'm
could
not
have
sure, but it's very possible. Like he's clearly
Very
done the
possible,
training.
yeah.
He absolutely should be. If not,
should be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if they want to
Dude,
revive that franchise, they need to consider it.
Have
see
you
what you
guys
did there.
have you guys seen the actors from this movie in any other movie, or even in like a small role or a TV show or something like that? 'Cause some of
They
them
definitely
are
don't want to get
familiar.
I don't want them to be, because other than VelociPastor too, because I mean it's your career peaks this early.
Yeah.
I mean you can bow out. You don't need anything else.
Yeah. Why would you defile or potentially spoil your greatness? You have hit the pinnacle.
Fair enough.
It's
It's like hitting a grand slam on your first at bat. You can just retire
it's
batting 1,000.
It's like the guy that played Prado, right? You know, he's only in great movies and that's it.
Yeah, like being a puppeteer or voice in The Dark Crystal or The Neverending Story, you peaked. You know, where do you go from there?
Yeah.
So we'll go around the horn because I know it's getting late and some of us probably have to get up in the morning. So let's all just give our rating and our final thoughts on this film. So we'll go around the horn. Goodwin, why don't you start us off?
I mean, I'm not sure that man has invented the mathematics for me to be able to properly rate this. It just gets better and better and better every time you watch it. I mean, I'm at a loss to be able to rate this, but I mean, it is clearly the mountaintop that everything has to be measured by.
Wow. All right. Gorderson.
Yeah, I mean in many ways this film transcends analysis and yet invites it at the same time. Best attempt I suppose I can give to score it is I will give it 40 Days in the Desert out of 10 Commandments.
Wow. Okay. All right. Whitey, what you thinking there?
Hold on.
I'll come back to you. Okay. Gooch.
Yeah.
Gooch, what were your final thoughts and rating on the film?
Well, I mean, there's great films in cinema history like The Godfather 1 and 2, Citizen Kane, From Here to Eternity, but they don't even compare to something like this. Like, I don't know, like this, like Jay Goodwin said it, like this is the peak of the mountain, and everything is. If you're going to be a filmmaker, you need to watch this film. Well, this is how you write. This is how you do lighting. This is how you do acting, directing. This is like the perfect film.
Yeah, like Cannoli said, VelociPastor is coming this year, apparently, according to their Instagram. And yeah, he goes to Italy, which I think will be very interesting.
Well, he did say it at the end of the movie. He said they're going to go to Europe. They have to spread the word across the world.
Yeah.
Well, I think he has to go to Rome.
This is 10 swimming in bitches out of 10.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Frankie Mermaid, the uninspired reviewer. Final thoughts and rating, please, sir.
Oh, I love VelociPastor. I think it's a great movie. I think there's so much to break down as we just did, and there's a lot of stuff that you can learn as an up-and-coming writer or filmmaker. I mean, even in all seriousness, as I said before, to make a movie like this work just takes a ton of knowledge about what you're writing. So it takes a ton of knowledge about the genres, especially the amount of genres that have been mixed, and even just to take it from script to screen, that also takes a ton of actual expertise. So kudos to Brendan Steere, man. Like I hope he gets some good work done after VelociPastor 2. I hope it's not a flop. And yeah, maybe he could be the next best thing, you know, kind of like Terrifier. The way Terrifier was just kind of like a tiny thing, and then it became huge. So I do hope his career goes well. And to me, this is a 10 out of 10.
Well, and I think doubly so. The budget, $36,000.
Yeah, it's true as well. Yeah, the budget also, you know, to do that on this budget, $36K isn't a lot, even for the year that this came out, like the year that it was made. $36K is nothing.
Right.
Nothing. Brendan Steere, actually, I did look at his IMDb credits after the first time I saw this movie. He's done a couple horror films. Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting. Nadia, your rating and final thoughts, please.
I'll give this a 4 out of 10 because I can appreciate the budget. I can appreciate the fact that not only did he write it, directed it, he also edited it as well. I can appreciate a couple of things of the trivias, but this is no Godfather for me. It is a 4 out of 10.
I mean, to be fair, it's no godfather for us as well. We view this higher.
You all are definitely higher than me.
Whitey, your rating and thoughts, please.
Well, I'll kind of put it like this. I'll try to just keep it simple, but in striving to create a complex relationship between concepts or a definite grasp between said ideas and the absolute necessary, it can be a fusion of two subjects that are ineffective. Yeah, that's not even the point of this movie, but rendering it nullified, But in a case, a conclusion is far more difficult to draw, and further research will probably I'll need to watch it again, basically. But basically, what this comes down to is I'm gonna have to readjust my rating for Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Say what I mean.
I'm sorry.
I love you.
Nope. You're fired. I dump you. We're done.
As for myself, I give this film 10 stuffed dicks in your mouth like you're doing to that sandwich out of 10. I absolutely love this film. I think it is a masterpiece. The subject matter, the themes, the symbolism, it's all phenomenal. It is definitely probably in my top 10, if not top 20 films of all time. It knows what it is, and it sets out to be what it knows it is. And I'm very much not looking forward to that vibrator, but I'm looking forward to the sequel. So yeah, that is the VelociPastor, everyone. So I guess we'll wrap things up here. I'll go around. So Goodwin, can you let us know what you got coming up? Where you're gonna be, where people can find you.
Oh, I don't believe I'm going to be on anything for the rest of this week. But B-sides will still be on. I'm just going to be on the road. The B-sides is every Friday night, where we cover things that are not the VelociPastor, sadly. And then on Thursdays, I'll be on Gooch's stream, where we cover Demon Slayer. And then I believe the 17th, is that correct? When we're doing Fire and Ice?
Yep.
On Wednesday?
Yeah.
And I look forward to that as well. Otherwise, I'll be around when I'm around. Oh, I'll be on Earworms on Sunday night on the Wayfarer Stations channel.
Nice. Just a reminder, you can find everyone's links in the description on YouTube. If you're tuning in on Twitter, if you want to just head over to the YouTube channel, give us a like, maybe subscribe if you like that or liked this, sorry. And yeah, find everyone's info. Gord, where are you going to be?
I might be popping in on Blue Collar Losers channel tomorrow around noon Eastern. They're going to be talking Team America, World Police. Good way to start off the month of July. I have my debate meme video dropping. I think I'm going to put it out Wednesday. That, according to the analytics on that channel, that's actually the best. That's my most popular day, I guess.
Nice.
But yeah, the meme channel is little over 100 subs from crossing 4,000, which is pretty insane. That less than a month. It was 1,000 less than a month ago. So I'm blown away by what's happening there. But
People
pretty
love
great.
those memes. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, that's what I got coming up. And I guess also I'll be streaming more Elden Ring DLC tomorrow.
Nice, very nice. Gooch, where are you gonna be, my friend?
I will be on my channel tomorrow night. Diabolical Souls Presents. We will be doing X-Men 97 episode 4, and who knows who's going to be popping in tomorrow? Wink, wink. Someone might be joining us, and it's not Beau DeMayo, so you might want to pop in and watch.
Is it Brendan Steere?
Well, I could only wish.
Yeah,
try to get a hold of that guy is impossible.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday, I have UVEX on Wednesday as we're doing Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse Wednesday night, 8:00 Eastern. We're going to be reviewing that. And then Thursday night, we're not doing a show. And then Saturday, if everyone can swing by Saturday afternoon, we're going to be having an auction. We're going to be doing an auction for all of Zach's pieces that he did throughout
the drawing's awesome, man.
Yeah, all the drawings that he did through all the shows that we've done together. Looking forward to doing that. So swing by if you can, and place a bid if you want a piece, because there's some really great pieces that he's done there. So looking forward to that. And yeah, just going to enjoy the week.
Nice.
Oh, and I might be popping on that Blue Collar Small. So
very nice. All right. Uninspired, what you got coming up, dude?
Nothing much really, man. I don't have I haven't had time at all to do anything YouTube related. Like genuinely, even today, the only reason why I'm on MMM is because coincidentally, when you texted me about the VelociPastor stream, it's because tomorrow, well, today technically is my day off work for this week. So I was just like, you know what? I haven't been on in a while. Let me try and get on. So
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. Work has actually been taking up a ton of my time. Genuinely, like I just haven't had time to do anything. I barely have time to watch movies actually. So Vex knows this.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm still working on YouTube, man. I'm still motivated for it. So as long as the motivation is still there, I'm hype as fuck. We still have 2 hosts that's going on. We're interviewing David Worth, who is one of the directors of Kickboxer.
Nice.
We're interviewing him this week Sunday. Yeah, this week Sunday at 3 p.m. EST. So that'll be cool. Also check out the 2 hosts re-upload channel, since I don't have anything on my channel that's new. Yeah, do check out that. 2 hosts is a show that I co-host with Dark Hour. And so yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I may pop in to Blue Collar's stream tomorrow, tomorrow. But
Nice.
I'm not too sure. Other than that, nothing much really. Just follow me on Twitter, man.
Nice. Thank you for staying up really late / really early to join us.
It's literally it's 6:01 a.m. right now.
Oh gosh.
Oh my.
Yeah, I got back from the cinema from A Quiet Place at like 10:30.
Man.
From 10:30, I slept at 11, and then I woke up at 2:50. I woke up 10 minutes before we started the stream.
Dang. All right. Nofty Blixels, Nadia. You had a review come out today, trailer reaction for the new Hellboy. Got anything else coming up?
Tomorrow I'll drop another episode of Horror Tuesdays, and I also have an additional trailer reaction dropping tomorrow. And then I will have my Maxine review up at some point once I see it after Wednesday. I'm on no streams until Sunday, back on the Inside All Days House of the Dragon stream.
Nice. Very nice. Thank you for gracing us with your presence, even if it was non-consensual almost.
It was. You tricked me.
Despite the heresy.
There will be repercussions. Don't worry.
Can I just point out something now that the stream is done? None of this was fucking coordinated.
No, I won't lie. I came in thinking, okay, everyone else is probably gonna be laughing and having a good time. I'm gonna try to play this as straight as possible. The fact that it turned into that across the board,
that's exactly what my plan was.
I was having so much trouble not busting out laughing the entire time because I thought I was going to be the only one doing this. The fact that everyone did it, I was like, oh, this is glorious.
You all owe me for putting me through this trauma time.
When reached out to me and he's like, or Vex is like, here's some things you could choose or whatever and all this stuff. And I was like, I mean, I could do VelociPastor, but I'm going to have to put a spin on this. Like I'm really taking it seriously or whatever. She's like, no, that's fine. Whatever. Oh yeah. Here we go.
When you started singing that song, Jay Goodwin, I had to mute because I was laughing so fucking hard. I was like, holy shit. Like,
yeah, none of this was coordinated though. Like, yeah, I knew that Goodwin was maybe going to bring it, but yeah, the fact that we all naturally fell into that, except for Nadia, was beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Whitey, my good man, what you got coming up?
2 of Hearts. 2
Yes.
Hearts.
Yeah.
And Jay was right on it too. He knew this good you.
I need you. Yeah. I need you.
So yeah, I'll be on Twitter. I had a show earlier today before we came on, and I'll be on probably twice tomorrow for Judge Your Twitter and for probably more Stardew Valley because it's so freaking fun, and been having a great time with that, and good turnout tonight. So thank y'all very much. Y'all rock.
Nah, it's always a pleasure, man. Always a pleasure. Oh, there's a Pal World update. You gonna be streaming Pal World at all at some point?
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to start up a new world though. Do it from square one.
I'm really good at that game. If you need someone to play with,
oh yeah, you are. You are really good at the game.
I'm the only one that can catch fire and be in water and still be ablaze.
It's like I'm burning down my everything.
Oh,
Vex
that was a
texting
beautiful.
Me, Vex was texting me, "Stop! I can't breathe. I'm gonna throw up." Even my own mother was like, "What the hell was that?"
Are you back on the sauce?
That's for myself. I think Maxine is probably going to be my next movie review on my channel because I'll be seeing that on Thursday, ideally.
What? It comes out on Thursday.
It comes out on Friday, but I'm going for the early screening.
Dude, that shit it's not even on coming soon in my cinemas. Oh man, fuck this bullshit, bro. I love you, A24, but fuck you. Give me some worldwide releases, man. This is a bunch of bullshit.
So yeah, that'll probably be the next review on my channel because I'm very excited for that. Wednesday I will be on Gooch's channel at 8 p.m. Eastern reviewing Across the Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, or I don't know.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Thank you. I haven't watched the movie yet, so we'll see. I'm also reviewing episode 5 of Apple TV's Presumed Innocent, the new thriller drama with Jake Gyllenhaal with Scene Invaders. So I think that video will be out on their channel on Wednesday. And I think that's about it. Yeah, because I'm kind of.
We just crossed 3 hours on VelociPastor.
I could go 3 more.
Yeah,
unbelievable.
Please,
a 70-minute movie.
Please
oh
no.
my
I
God.
think it's hilarious. Like because I was messaging Vex. I was just like, "Oh my God, this is a gem of a movie." Like it starts off like video effects right here. I'm like, oh boy,
that was when I first saw that. I was like, I'm hooked. You got me.
Right.
Let's go. Let's go.
And then it's right to the next part, China. And then the girl's got an arrow through her chest, and he's like, "Are you okay? Are you
okay?"
And I'm like, "There's a fucking arrow through her."
I think that was the first thing I messaged back when I started watching it was, "Are you okay?
Are you okay?" And I was like,
I think we basically did EFAP this film, Black Lives.
Yeah,
we kind of did.
Oh no, no! I assure
knew-
you, I could go hours on this thing.
I honestly didn't know who was on the channel on the stream tonight, and I was like, I'm gonna come into this just thinking this is the greatest movie ever, and I'm so glad that everyone bought into the bit.
You matched
tonight.
our energy, dude.
Yeah.
I was just like, holy shit.
So MMM, this was a special episode of MMM because usually Cannoli's here with his autism to control things. We'll be back to the normal setup next week, same time, same place. We are reviewing 2014's The Lego Movie for its 10-year anniversary.
Everything is awesome.
Right, so we
Dude,
got
Lego
actually
Movie
Andrew
is actually
and
a peak movie, man.
Right. We got actually Andrew and Lance. If anyone else wants to pop into that, just shoot me a DM because we have space on that stream. But otherwise, thank you everyone for tuning in for VelociPastor, and happy Canada Day to those in Canada celebrating. Fuck Canada as well. And happy Independence Day to everyone in America. You guys got a long weekend coming up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And I like that you said Independence Day and not the 4th of July. Thank you.
Well, it is it's your independence. That's why I'm not gonna. Yeah, I know it's kind of weird that people. Okay, Whitey, do you know what video I'm supposed to play in the outro?
The outro video,
at this point, you could probably do Sassy's exit.
Okay, we'll see y'all next week, and everyone have a great rest of the week. Cheers.
Bye.